going on out there, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Tune In Live. You are watching us live on twitch.tv/Arrow with a name, and on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is Arrow Entertainment. If you're watching us over there, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button right over there. Also, if you are watching us on Twitch, hit that follow button. Give us some support. Also, we are on TikTok. That's right, TikTok, or as one of our fellow mates on our Discord mentioned the other day, the CCP, the Chinese something, what'd you call it, like in there he is, the Chinese something, whatever it was, a Chinese website. Yeah, we're on TikTok, so it's at Arrow_Entertainment. Be sure to follow us over there. I actually got some videos. I got some videos over there that I'm gonna be blasting over the air here also too. So it's gonna be fun. Got a lot to talk about today. Gas prices on the rise, continuing on the rise. It's such bullshit. You know, we're still facing gas gouging. We're still facing the rise of gas every fucking where. It's asinine. You know, it's beyond words with how I would feel about, you know, the gas prices, you know, keep going rising and rising, and everything else, even food prices too. So before I get into any of our main topics today, we're doing a little bit of video game talk here. So coming up in 2 days on Sunday is the Xbox Live game show. Now, this year they canceled E3 2022 because of the COVID scare. Everybody's still in the COVID scare. Everybody's still scared of a fucking mythical goddamn illness, you know? Well, I'm not going to say it's mythical, you know, because it happened. You know, people are getting sick from it. But right now, you know, how are people still getting sick from it? It's almost non-existent. I mean, look at the fucking, what was that? The goddamn flu back in, that fucking illness back in 1918. I forgot what the fuck they called it. You know, my memory's fucking slipping. How long did that last? 2 years. How long did COVID last? 2 years. It's gone. Deal with it. Had a tooth pulled yesterday. Yeah, I bet you're in some hideous pain right now. I can't even imagine that. Should I just let my shit just like fall out? Fuck it. You know, just fall out, gum my food there. Rather than fucking sit there and you know, feel the pain of a tooth and all and stuff. Fuck that shit. But yeah, so anyway, the Xbox show happens this weekend. It's going to happen Sunday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So over here, probably about 2 p.m. on the East Coast and all. No pain, just limited to what you can drink and eat. Can't smoke. Yeah, smoking's bad for your teeth. I mean, even though they say smoking causes cancer, but there's some people out there that are like, show me the proof. You know, I mean, yeah, it's like my dad doesn't even have cancer. He smoked for almost all his life, you know. He's 62. He smoked since he was like somewhere in his teens or whatever it was. He stopped smoking about a year ago because he went in the hospital. But you know what? The doctor said that his lungs were perfect. You know, he's like they called him a medical miracle, they said, because, you know, he had nothing wrong with his lungs. He was good. You know, he had sepsis last year, but he recovered quickly. You're going to take the opportunity to quit? You might as well, man. I mean, we're paying out the ass for fucking gas. You know, I mean, cigarettes will save you some of that money that you can use for gas, basically. You know, cigarettes, I don't know how much they are packed down your way. You know, they're probably like, what, $5 a pack or something down there south. Up here, it's like $10, $11 a pack and shit. I should know. I buy my fiance cigarettes. Her packs are like 9 something, 10 something at times. But, you know, I buy her cigarettes. I don't smoke. I'll never smoke. You know, it's a disgusting habit. Almost $7 what I smoke after tax. Damn. Well, Maryland's cigarette tax is ridiculous. That's like my dad said. You know, if you buy a pack, what was it with the cigarette tax? I think if you buy a pack of cigarettes up here, if you take away the cigarette tax and shit like that, packs of cigarettes would be like $4 or $5 a gallon. Jesus Christ, I'm on gas. $4 or $5 a pack. What's up, Silver Surfer? Right over there on YouTube, bro. Sorry to annoy you again, but you just check it, dude. I haven't even done anything with my emulators yet. I haven't done anything at all. I've been mad busy. I've been busy with a lot of stuff, you know, going on. I mean, I've been playing some stuff, like some stuff on Xbox. I haven't even really been on my Xbox that much. I've been doing stuff with the family. We just got a swimming pool about a month ago. We've been tending to that. We've been going out. We even been doing with a lot with our vehicles at the house recently. Trying to get them up to date and get them fixed up and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, I have the game. I have it on PS2 emulator. I just haven't played it yet. I haven't had the chance to. But don't worry, it's coming. I can't say for when, for sure when, but I got it, man. It's all good. I know you requested it a long time ago. I have it. I just haven't yet to try it out and all. Just a lot of things going on in life and all, but yeah, since we're speaking on video games and stuff, like I said, this coming weekend, since E3 canceled this year, like I said, with COVID, so a lot of these game shows are happening separately. It's okay. Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. You shouldn't be worried about it either, man. It's going. I'm going to get it for you. It's okay. It's all good. But yeah, since E3 canceled, Sony's already had their live play show last week. They announced some heavy hitters, and I know some of them are going to probably hit PC. Some are going to hit Xbox, maybe, like, Resident Evil 4 Remake, which I'm hyped about. I'm always hyped. Whenever it's a Resident Evil title, I'm always hyped about it. No matter how good or how bad it is, like some people, will say, it wasn't that great after 4 or 5 or whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm into it. That's my personal thing. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't care for like 7 or don't care for 8 or don't care for 6. It's fine. Everybody feels a different way about certain video games, certain franchises and stuff. But like for me, I've been a fan for over 20 years, well over 20 years. Like I said, if you get Manhunt, I'll invite you to my wedding. I know you said that, man. I know, I got it. Just got to load it up and try it out. But yeah, but with the announcement for Resident Evil 4 Remake, and it looks so damn good, and I'm like, you know what? Even though they announced it for PS5. It'll still come to the Xbox. That's what they do every time there's a Resident Evil title that's announced. Like with 7. When 7 first was announced, it was announced for the PS4, I think it was. It was announced for PS4, and I had the Xbox One. And I was like, shit, I really want to play this game. But then, when Xbox came to their show or something else, I forgot what it was, but they said, don't worry. Resident Evil 7 is coming to Xbox. It's just some of these shows will announce games first, whether it's Xbox or Sony, they'll announce their titles first. And of course, you'll know if it doesn't say it's exclusive to a particular console, it's going to come to the other platforms as well. So I'm pretty psyched for that. You got Final Fantasy 16 that's coming out next year. Now, I don't know if that's going to hit. I mean, it may hit Xbox. I mean, Final Fantasy 15, when that came out, it was on Xbox. It was on PS4. Not too sure if it's on PC. I think it is on PC. So if it's not exclusive, if it doesn't say Sony Interactive or exclusive to PlayStation or whatever, it's going to come to other platforms. So next year, you got Resident Evil 4. You got Final Fantasy 16. Now, one game I'm not too sure of. I saw the trailer for it. I don't know if it's exclusive to Sony. Street Fighter 6. And what makes me say that is because Street Fighter 5 was strictly exclusive to the PlayStation 4. It was exclusively for PS4, and then it came out on PC. We never saw Street Fighter 5 come out on Xbox, sadly. I did have it for PS4, however, and when Street Fighter 5 came out, and it was real hyped, it was so overhyped, but then when it came out, there was barely any content for it. It was like you had online servers, you could fight, I think you could fight offline bots, or you could do 2-player co-op, you could do multiplayer online. There was really no arcade mode like some of the Street Fighter games or Mortal Kombat games had at the time. There wasn't an arcade mode. It just didn't have a whole lot of content. And some of the content that you unlocked or opened up, you had to pay for in DLC packs, which is not fair, You buy a $60 game, and you only get, 8 characters? And then you got to pay out an extra $15, $20 per pack to get what, 3 more characters, some skins, and that's about it. That's overdoing it. Like, I like Capcom. Capcom has a lot of good titles under their belt, but that kind of marketing, it's like, yeah, look at today's price gouging on everything, you know, gas, food, all kind of shit. It's like nowadays, you know, video games going up in price too, you know, like for the current gen, what's considered current gen or next gen, everybody's calling it next gen, but technically it's current gen because it's been out for over a year. You know, the PS5, the Xbox One, it's been out for, oh my God, almost 2 years, actually. It's been out for almost 2 fucking years, both these consoles. So, yeah, technically, that's current gen. You know, and anybody who still owns a PS4 or an Xbox One, that's past gen, previous gen, as you would sadly call it, you know. It's sad that those consoles did not get a higher life expectancy out of them. I mean, people are still playing them, but now it's like Sony and Microsoft are now leaving those behind in the dust, even though Microsoft said, oh, our Xbox family, we're not going to leave anybody behind. We're not going to leave you behind. Yeah, you turned your back on us when you said that, you know, because basically, like, when you said all backwards compatible games, we're gonna add almost the entire library of backwards compatible games to Xbox One and Xbox Series, all OG Xbox games, all 360 games, with the exception of certain titles that are including certain peripherals, like the Guitar Hero games or the Rock Band games, anything that has those type of peripherals that will not read on the new console with the Bluetooth or the wireless capabilities or whatever. That's fine and dandy, but there's still a lot of good titles out there that you can put on the list that I'm pretty sure people are still seeking after. But now it's like there's a lot of people out there that are even collecting games, but classic games are going up in price too, you know, for collectors. They're hidden gems, you know, when you find out how good a game really is, or a game, how much, you know, a game is sought out, the prices go up and up. And those games, you'd be better off, you know, just like hoping that somebody has it in a yard sale somewhere and they don't know how good a fucking treasure they got right there, you know? So it is what it is when it comes to that kind of thing, you know, with video games. But yeah, so they announced those 3, and then, of course, there's a Sony exclusive, Stray. It's basically a cyberpunk-style open-world game where you play as a cat. You play as a cat. And I don't know what type of game it is. I don't know. It doesn't look like it's going to be like an action game or whatever. Maybe a story-type game. But you play as a cat. You get to play as a cat, roam around in the cyberpunk stylish environment. It's open world, so that would be interesting to see. They say it's going to be like a 7 or 8 hour game, so I'm like, okay, 7 to 8 hour game nowadays. I would say just charge like $30 or $40 for it. That's about it. Don't do a fucking $60. You know, like when I buy a $60 game, I want to be able to get as much playability out of it as I can. If you voted for Joe Biden, you can blame yourself. Who is Dave Smith? What's going on? Nah, I did not vote for Joe Biden, man. What's going on? Fuck Biden. You can blame yourself. I voted for Trump, man. You know, every motherfucker out there that says, oh, well, the mean man who made tweets online, Trump, he made tweets online. He was a real meanie. Boo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, then they vote Joe Biden in, and then what happens? Trump warned everybody about that. And I'm going to get to that in a little bit there, Dave, so stick around, man. We're going to definitely talk about Biden and all this bullshit, you know? Biden, what a fucking joke, I tell you. But yeah, before I get to the main topic today, let me go back a little bit here. So, yeah, with video games, like I said, you know, Sony announced all these good games, even though it's only 4 of them, you know, and 3 of them are going to probably more likely be, you know, come to Xbox and come to PC. I can't wait for that. I can't wait. Eyeing this V8 juice as lunch. There you go, V8. I could have had a V8, you know, get some vegetables in your diet. There you go. So yeah, Sony had their show. Microsoft's going to have their show for Xbox coming up this Sunday. I'm hoping for some heavy hitters. One, I will say, if you own an Xbox and you have Game Pass Ultimate, the new Ninja Turtle game, Shredder's Revenge, finally makes an appearance on the 16th, guys. June 16th, next Thursday. Keep that date in mind. It's going to be on all platforms, with Switch, PS5, maybe the previous gen, Xbox One and PS4. The Xbox is and the PC. Not only does it come out on the 16th, but if you are on Xbox, it's going to be on Game Pass day one. I can't fucking wait. Shredder's Revenge. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a $20, $30 game, but Game Pass, free to get day one. I will be there. More likely, I will probably stream it next week. You're getting to totally getting the Cowabunga collection. I'm waiting for that too, man. I'm not sure when it's going to come out. I'm waiting for that as well. Hopefully by the end of this year, they're saying. Hopefully. And another announcement I got to make right here. I'm so psyched about it, and I'm hoping the rumors are true. I got to wait 2 more days for this show. They're saying we're possibly getting closer and closer and closer to a GoldenEye remastered release. GoldenEye. Supposed to be 4th quarter this year. Yeah, that's what they're saying. But yeah, they say we're getting closer and closer to a GoldenEye release. Possibly on the Switch and Xbox. I'm not too sure about PlayStation. I'm not too sure about PC. But for an Xbox, especially I'm pretty sure, Rare, Microsoft, and Nintendo got their shit straightened out with the copyright and all that for the game, because Nintendo still mostly holds the copyright. But, with Microsoft acquiring Rare, and I'm pretty sure, they were fighting over the copyright and everything for so many fucking years, and they finally worked it out. So hopefully we're going to hear some rumors soon. Well, we're already hearing the rumors. Hopefully we'll see some news soon about GoldenEye coming to current gen. And hopefully previous gen as well. I want to play online with people who have it on Xbox One too, because right now there's an achievement list leaked out there for the achievements of the game. You still need a Conker's 2. I'm pretty sure they'll announce that as well. It's all a matter of time. Okay, let me see. GoldenEye. Shit, not Golden Eat. GoldenEye Xbox achievements leak. Okay, so if we go to... all right, let's go to Game Rant. Okay, Game Rant. Now, this is that's January 1st. I want something recent. Here we go, June 6th. 4 days ago. This is on GameSpot. GoldenEye 007 achievement leak on Xbox, suggesting a remastered is coming. And there's a list. There's screenshots on Twitter for it too. Let's see. So we got screenshots. Okay, these are level-based achievements for 20 gamer score each. Complete the dam on difficulty, on any difficulty. Complete facility, bunker, surface, this is basically complete all the levels on any difficulty. Oh, even the Aztec and Egyptian levels. Of course, you can still open them up. Complete GoldenEye story on Agent Mode, Secret Agent, 00 Agent. You've unlocked 2x lasers by completing Aztec on Secret Agent in 9 minutes or less. You have unlocked the 2x RC P90s by completing caverns on 00 Agent in 9 minutes and 30 seconds or less. Unlocked 2x Sterling Knives by completing Bunker 2 and Agent in 1 minute 30. Oh, so it's unlocking certain cheat codes. Remember those cheat codes back then that you could unlock and shit through doing certain things? Hey, what's up, man? Discord is open, man, if you want to hop in. There he is. But yeah, certain achievements, for unlocking certain cheats. Remember back in the day with GoldenEye, and you would either input the cheat codes, or you would play you would play through certain missions and complete them in certain times and shit to unlock cheat codes. Dual wield P90s. Oh man, that was something else right there. Dual wielding those and everything else, even the fucking rockets and shit. I can't wait. So hopefully coming this Sunday, we'll hear more about GoldenEye coming out when Microsoft's announcement when Xbox show happens this coming Sunday. So I can't wait for that. That's going to be that will make my fucking day if during that show they say GoldenEye That's what I want to see. I want to see that so fucking bad, you know. It's that's gonna be something. It's gonna be extravagant. I love it. You know, I'm really hoping for it. You know, there he is. The co-host is here.
Damn. I didn't even know you was going live today.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
sitting here because I was doing some laundry and I was like, fuck it. I'll do a couple. I'll get some shit off my mind here real quick.
Is it my volume or your volume? You sound like you're coming in loud, but it's just like it's
What, two?
mumbling a little bit.
Mumbling? I don't know. I mean, I hear you coming in pretty clear. How is it on the stream? I mean, Tim would have probably said something.
And Twitch was like lagging like hell. Like it was on my end, it's buffering. It's probably my internet on that, but
Yeah, I was gonna say Tim would have told me something on Twitch there. But yeah, we're
but man, I got so much shit. I mean, right now I'm just fucking furious of this fucking government of ours. I mean, I'm just
tell
gonna
me
be
about it.
flat out straight.
Well, I tell you, like since I just finished up on the video game thing there for a little bit. Let's hop right
I mean,
into all that.
I like. Is it alright if I talk a little bit about what I think is pretty fucked up about this world right now?
Go ahead, yeah.
All right, so I'm not sure if y'all heard about that Dallas, Texas drag queen so-called show.
Oh, I heard
Drag
about
your
that.
kids. Well, the thing about it I find funny is this drag your kids.
I heard about
Okay.
that.
And the thing about it, what fucking moronic idiot brings a kid to a gay bar what's passed out dollar bills to them? Like, I'd be calling a fucking CPS. I don't give a fuck who you are. I mean, I don't even. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not against the LGBTQWRXYZ, whatever the fuck y'all want to call yourselves out there. But you do that kind of shit, you're gonna get hatred. I don't give a shit who difference me on that. Because let me tell you, when I saw that video, it fucking tore me like not tore me, but it pissed me off because that is some uncalled fucking bullshit.
It
And you
is.
wonder why you gays and lesbians and transgenders get hate all the fuck time because of that bullshit. Do something about your own fucking community. Leave our fucking kids alone. Or I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna start a revolution that you don't want to get yourself into.
Dude, when I saw that the other day, because I watch a lot of TikTok, you know, well, we're on TikTok, of course, but
Yeah, TikTok, all and their feminists. Oh, if we only date guys that only are millionaires. Bitch, let me tell you something. That's called you want to be a stupid jackass. All right, with your little feminism. Here's something. You know what? You and your own little fucking poison mind are spreading the false information because you know what? There's a lot of guys out there. You say, oh, I want the good one. Here's a simple fact for you. Fucking look at yourself in a fucking mirror. You ain't worth a fucking dime, just about,
and
almost.
that's why a
Yes,
lot
I
of
take you out
guys
on.
that's why a lot of guys either stay single or go gay.
You want a fucking $1 million? Go fucking invest in the stock market. Go find a fucking job with 6 figures or more. But you know what? Us guys are tired of putting up $400 just for y'all to go fuck around with 5 other simps and cheat on us behind our backs. You know what? Y'all can have that shit. Y'all want to get
Yep.
used and abused? Go ahead.
And that's exactly what they do. And then they fucking turn around and be like, there's nobody good for
Oh, it's
me.
the guy's fault. It's the guy's fault because my pussy
Always.
stinks and got STDs. Yeah,
Always,
save it
yeah.
for the fucking chocolate factory.
You pull a fucking Amber Heard bullshit, and then what happens? You
Yep.
get shut the fuck down.
Smell my turd.
Exactly.
Oh, has anybody watched 2000 Mules or actually started watching the J6 committee last night? Because I started watching part of that and I just had to turn it off.
I didn't pay attention to any of that. Last night I was busy doing other things.
But here's the fact. They said they don't want to frame Trump and everything. Okay, he first of all, yes, he's still president because the election was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
2, you dumb fucking idiots. It's 7 Democrats and 2 fucking Republicans. All of which they all might as well be all fucking non-Democrats, but how the way they are. I mean, you got Liz Cheney, that's a stupid dumbass, for one. And the other representative, I don't even know who the hell he is, but I'm pretty sure he's another anti-Trumper. So, I mean, you might as well have 9 Democrats up there say guilty and then be done with it.
Definitely.
But I think the whole thing about that there is a smokescreen I've lost sleep over this. I mean, I'm not talking about just a J6, but I mean, I've been having sleep loss for a while, for a little bit. But I think this whole thing is a big smokescreen for something that we don't see coming. And I'm thinking it's
And
the Chinese. I think it's the Taiwan thing that's going on right now. This is why the smokescreen is.
you know what? Like, since you're mentioning that, something big is
Uh-huh.
getting ready to happen. And I'll tell you all this. So, Mel, the person that she cares for, I'm not going to put, his
Right,
info
you
out
told me
there.
about that person.
So
Yeah.
the other day, Mel was kind of worrisome and scared, right?
Mhm.
Because the other day she had mentioned to me that she was like, "Did you know that Putin's being treated for cancer?" And I said, "Yeah, he's been everybody's known that for a while."
Yeah, he
But
actually, I think he just got treated for it not long ago. I think he made a full recovery though. I think he's back in power.
I don't know, because with what happened the other day, she said that when that hit out, that he was being treated for it. She said that his phones were ringing off the hook, and he had to take every single call. And this dude, he worked for the government. He knows the Clintons. He's good friend with the Clintons and all. So something big is getting ready to happen. She was worried, and he was like all in a frenzy. He had to take these calls. He said, "I got to go upstairs. I got to do this. I got to do that." So she said, with these phone calls that were coming in, it could be something very big. Like you said, like if something happens to
I mean, I've
Putin.
lost sleep last week. Was this last week? Because last week I lost sleep and I couldn't figure out
No, this was
what the hell's.
Tuesday or Wednesday. This was just
Okay,
this
'cause,
this
man, I
coming
was
week.
losing sleep all last week. Like something's not right. It's too fucking quiet.
Yeah,
You know what I
so
mean?
that's like I said, like China is in it with Russia. So if something happens to Putin and this guy, he's getting phone calls, who knows from who. And he said, and I was like, yeah, Democrats are probably worried something's getting ready to happen. It's like, yeah, China's involved with Russia, so if something happens to Putin, somebody else is gonna come in. Then we're gonna have a full on World War III if it's China. So yeah, what you're saying, it's all coming to a head. Something big is getting ready to happen, and I can't stress it enough. I'm in Haggie's Discord, and I keep telling everybody in there something's getting ready to happen, and I'm like, look, just pay attention, like, like I'm not trying to be an attention whore or anything, but
It's
I'm
have you
but I'm
noticed
like,
have you noticed lately though that every time there's a court case that's like everybody else has a court case and you hardly ever hear about it, and it's like pretty much the same thing.
uh-huh,
But when like something like this happens, there's something going on in the background you don't know about,
exactly.
obviously.
That's why I tell people I
It's
have.
like the Johnny Depp thing. Johnny Depp thing, I think that well, what was the secret behind that? I guess the shootings and all that, or it was some kind of distraction for something.
It was.
And then now you have this along with something else that's going on. I mean, it's crazy.
It
I mean,
is.
yeah, it's
They're putting a lot out there to distract people right now. With the I think what it was the baby formula shortage that was
oh,
happening.
that's right. That was the baby formula shortage. That's why
Yeah,
the distraction about that was. Okay, that makes more sense.
yeah, because I was
But here's
watching.
another thing.
I was
Another
watching
thing I
the
want to yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I was watching a video, and there was a woman that was saying, "Look down here in Mexico, we got plenty." And Walmart's down in Mexico. This woman was filming, and she was like, "Look at all these pallets full of Infamil, all this baby formula that we got down here in Mexico. How come the U.S. doesn't have any?" You know. And then, of course, you
Yeah.
got the whole abortion thing. You got all these people fighting for abortion. Abortion
Yeah,
laws.
that should be coming up pretty soon actually.
Yeah, because they've been talking about it for the last 2 or 3 weeks or whatever.
It was about a month. So I'm actually about half a month. So about like you say, yeah, 3
Hey,
weeks.
Lycan, your power bill is $271. I got you beat. In 2 weeks, I gotta pay $314. Jesus fucking
You know
Christ!
how much mine was? Mine was 250.
Shit, I wish mine was down at that part. Well, I think what it is, like with our,
Oh no, 230. My bad, 230.
I wish I was down to that too. I think what mine is, it's like we've been running the dryer a lot. We've been washing clothes and
Yeah,
shit.
you're supposed to run at nighttime. Matter of fact, I'm on a lot of these
Yeah.
pages that are like convoy groups and all that.
Mm-hmm.
There's just one guy that made a good point. Do your laundry during the night because during the day you have most of your electric is up during the day except for the nighttime.
Exactly. I was reading up on that too. They say during peak hours is when it goes high. So yeah, I'm going to start doing that. Like with our clothes, I need to tell Mel that.
I mean,
So
that's just during summertime. During the wintertime, I think you're perfectly fine, but it's just during summertime, pretty much.
yeah, we're going to start doing our clothes, hon. If you're listening out there, we got to start doing laundry at night. Okay.
But the thing funny about it, okay, there's this guy, I watch his channel, I joined his page, and he was saying something about Iraq was attacked by a drone strike, for one.
Hmm.
That's not being mentioned. Iran turned off their nuclear, turned on their nuclear, or turned off their nuclear power because of fear. I guess Israel, was going to attack them, and I think, yeah, it's there's so much going on right now. Everybody's just on the fringe of attacking somebody for whatever reason. I don't know. But what pisses me off about Biden, and I know that Biden can't be in control of everything, it's more the House Representatives and the Senate more than
Yeah,
anything
more
like
of the
that.
Democratic Party. Yeah.
Okay. All they have to do is flip a fucking switch to turn on to get them approval papers for the gases. What is so fucking hard about that?
Well, that's
Okay,
like,
do lithium and gasoline. That's all. All you gotta do is just flip a switch. Who cares about if Trump did it before? I
mm-hmm.
mean, if you're that deranged, if you're that all caught up about chasing about Trump this, Trump that, you shouldn't even be in office for one. Everything was fine. You didn't have to touch a thing. You just had to sit there, shut the fuck up, do your job, and get on with it.
Yeah.
That's all you had to do. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I've been
Because
holding all this shit in for fucking
it's
months.
all right. It's time to let it all out. I know because there's a lot I got to talk about too. That's like I just learned because I thought we already had a an oil pipeline. I thought we already had a
Yeah,
pipeline that
we
was
do
straight.
the XL pipeline that goes from Alaska, I think, down to.
If only I could find that
I know they were
video.
talking about the XL pipeline. I don't know where. I think that's out there. It goes to Canada or something, I think.
All right, well, listen to this because I found this on TikTok the other day. This guy, and it makes sense too. I didn't even know about this, so let me play this real quick.
So here it is, May of 2022, and you're one of the millions of Trumpers out there who still haven't figured out that the XL pipeline was never built. Obama wouldn't give them a permit. Trump gave them a permit, but then Biden reversed that. And they finally gave up and said, we're never going to build this thing. There was no functioning XL pipeline. Biden did not shut down a pipeline. It was not pumping oil. Its purpose was to replace an existing pipeline that had to travel a lot further to get to its destination. So they knew a Republican president would let them cut across indigenous lands, which saved them like 1,000 miles, something, I don't know how many miles, a bunch of miles.
Yeah,
And
like 1,500 miles.
Biden said no, Obama said no, they finally gave up. There was no XL pipeline pumping oil. Never happened.
So isn't that interesting? I just found out about that.
Well, the thing about that is, I know that they were working on it. Now,
Yeah.
how much they got done on that, I have no idea. But they were working on that beforehand, I thought too. Like they already had the permits and all that. I think they got that started back in 2018, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Yeah, because
2018 or 2019, and it was supposed to take like a 4-year thing or something like that to get it completed.
yeah, because
And I
everybody,
guess,
yeah, because everybody is blindsided by the fact that they think we have a pipeline. And they're like, open the valves, open the release the Kraken kind of
well,
thing.
here's the thing I don't get: we have trillions of dollars sitting in Alaska. Why the fuck are we not getting it from there?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe Alaska.
Trillions of gallons, trillions and trillions of dollars of freaking pure oil sitting up there in Alaska, and they don't even want to ship it to us.
Maybe Alaska
And it's
disowned
our
us.
own fucking oil. And we can. Hey, look. Here's how I see it. Okay, you want to end. You want to end this in this fucking recession? Yes, we are in a recession right now as we speak.
Yes,
Okay,
we
I
are.
don't give a fuck what anybody says.
We are.
And the thing about it is, if you can't see it, well, then you're blind as a bat. But Alaska can end this inflation and recession in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Okay, and plus you got the Gulf out here that has like several of those what's some fucking things out in the sea called barges? I think they are. No, I don't think they're
Yeah.
barges.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oil refineries.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of oil refineries, but they're in areas that has oil. Just give them the fucking permits and let them do their job.
Exactly.
Shouldn't have the government telling us how to raise our kids. Fucking tell us how to do our jobs, except for maybe safety reasons, so no one doesn't get sued. And this monkeypox thing, it's a fucking hoax. Okay.
Oh, it's
I
always
want to
it's
hear
been a
about
hoax.
it.
Monkeypox.
I mean,
That's been a hoax since day one.
That's been a hoax since it's ever been brought to. But now they're gonna, and this whole thing here about that's the whole next scare is this monkeypox. Didn't I say something about something else is going to come up within the next few months about something happening?
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's
And-
like the Democrats. It's the midterm elections. They're losing
And this
their
is the only way
ground.
they're gonna try, and they're gonna try to shut us all down again. So
Yep.
everybody has to do the mail-in ballots. But guess what? It's too late because some of the states has already done their elections.
Exactly.
So
Nobody's going to do a mail-in ballot anymore. If you do a mail-in ballot, you're fucking dumber than Biden because that's what's happening right now. Midterm elections. It's like you said, they're going to come up with something that's going to shut people down to where they're not going to go out and vote. They're not going to be able to do this. They're not going to be able to do that. It's just like with COVID 2 years ago. They knew they had a strategy to keep Trump from getting elected again. They had a strategy to rig Biden into it. Even
this whole January 6th thing that they're putting on TV right now. Okay,
Distraction.
Let me tell you something about this. It's a distraction, yes, but there's also another thing. They know Trump's coming on 2024. So how do you wreck somebody to make sure and make the Republicans look bad? I mean, I'm a conservative myself. I mean, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong.
same
There's
here.
some things I like on the Democrats, and there's some things I like about the Republicans. But the thing about it is this: is if they show this thing, and Trump's been quiet for a little bit now, which I don't blame him. I'll just let them fucking talk. They're destroying themselves or killing themselves. But they think this J6 is going to hurt Trump more than anything. But when everybody already knows and the news already printed out, there was FBI agents and CIA agents already there.
Mm-hmm.
You've already done the fucking damage to yourself, you dumbasses.
And that is
So why
what
even bother showing it?
that is what's killing the Democrats right there. They think doing this is going to hurt his public image when he goes to run again. But the thing is, if Trump keeps quiet,
They've already damaged themselves.
Exactly.
They've already admitted to it.
if Trump keeps quiet about it, if he plays it smart and not give in, Trump's already winning by, the Democrats showing off how stupid they really are, trying to prove something rather than trying to fix the issue at hand, like with inflation, the recession, the rise in oil prices. They want to put the blame on Trump, even though Trump's not in office.
Food shortages too.
That too. Then they want to put the blame on Ukraine. At this point, I'm like, fuck Ukraine. Fuck them. They're a foreign country.
No, hold on. Let me just say something about Ukraine.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not the people that we're pissed off about, just so everybody
It's the
knows.
governments,
It's not
yeah.
the people we're pissed. It's the government.
Yeah.
Their government is just so corrupted because we are supplying the people that we don't like.
Yep.
We are supplying the Nazis over there, and they're making fun of us as we speak.
Exactly. Just like I can say this, and everybody knows it's the truth. All this money that we are printing out, and a buddy of mine always said, if we print out all this money, if we got all this money that we can print out and make, how come we're so fucking deep in debt? And it's like, there's so many factors at play right there that it's kind of confusing and difficult to answer, but we're printing money out the ass, and Biden is sending all this money over to the Ukraine rather than helping us out. I'm like, look, the Ukraine, they have their own army, they have their own government, they could deal with that over there. Yes, we get our supplies from there, we get our wheat and some other shit from there, but here's the thing. Why should we help them in that crisis when over here, and it's been said all along, ever since people were worried about Trump cutting off, the fucking tariffs with China, he was talking about cutting off ties with China. It's like, oh, what are we going to do? We're not going to get our supplies from China anymore. Make American supplies.
We can do it ourselves.
Fertilizer too, yes.
And
Yes.
another thing. Okay, for those people who've been watching about all these places burning,
Mm-hmm.
I want you to think one thing: how do you get food supply shortages?
Exactly.
By the government, the shadow government. They're not going to tell you that, but there's a shadow government, which they don't teach you that in school.
Yep.
Just so FYI. But think about it for a second. 2,000 acres of eggs get all of a sudden up in flames. You
Mm-hmm.
have several meat processing factories up in flames. Why?
Yep.
Who's doing it?
The shadow
We're in
government.
it. We're in like they always say, follow the money. And guess where it goes to? Right to the fucking government.
Exactly. That's
They
like,
want you to think there's a food shortage, but here's the thing. Here's the kicker of this. Okay, when they shut down, which was the stupidest thing they ever done in this United States, they should never ever shut us down. Um, it backed up so many supply ships. But now
yeah,
there
they,
is no. Now here, hold on. Now there is. I've watched on uh Stephen Gardner, which is a CPA, which is a guy that does talks about money and stock markets and stuff like that. He did say Target, Walmart, and Gap, and I think there might be another one or two in there, have 45 billion storage of food and
yep,
supplies
they're holding it at
that they are
ransom.
going to now start lowering the prices of those areas. I don't know when that's supposed to start, but they've already started lowering prices in Walmart. So right now, if you need a place to go to get food and stuff, go to Walmart, Target, Gap, whatever. Those are the areas. Those are the three that I know of from watching him. Said that they're going to lower the prices because they got 45 billion worth of supplies of storage of stuff just sitting there coming to their facilities and stuff. So be prepared if you got to go to get something. Go to Walmart, go to Target, go to Gap. Your local Walmart, Target, whatever, to get them kind of supplies you need because they're going to lower prices on those. But that's the only good news of that so far.
I haven't heard about
Besides, if
that.
you're on Social Security, but if you're on Social Security like I am, they're talking about a $2,400 raise every year for 90 years. Now that's $200 a month
How the hell are they going to print the money for that?
because they don't want Social Security to run out.
And that's a funny thing. Like the way the Democrats are controlling the economy right now, it's like you don't even have the money.
And Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren have come up with that plan. So
That's
hey, I
like,
don't my hell give me an extra. I mean, not going to sound greedy or anything, but you want to give me $200 extra? Fine, that works. I'm just getting closer and closer to where I was in 2011.
that's like I'm saying. It's like they print all this money for like STEM checks and shit. Certain people are getting. They're gonna
Oh
help
yeah, I heard
out.
about that too. There might be another stimulus check coming before the
Nah,
elections. By the way,
I ain't heard of that. Like I don't
but I mean,
believe
I'm still
because
waiting on that 300. I'm still waiting on my $300 gas voucher.
well here's the thing. Like certain states and certain people will get the STEM check. Not everybody will get it. They're helping out certain individuals. That's like
Yeah,
up
that's
here.
targeted.
That's
It
like up
ain't
here in
like
Maryland. That's like up here in Maryland when you mentioned it a couple weeks ago, and I was talking to Mel's dad about it. It was for
mm,
select few in Baltimore that were getting those types of checks. So it's only for certain
mhm.
people that they're selecting. It's not going to be for every single individual in the country because they don't have enough money for it. Like if they print out checks monthly for every single American, we would be, God, what the fuck is the next thing up from $1 trillion?
Gazillion, I think.
Something like that. And people are always like, oh, I got a $1 billion. I'm like, well, guess what? That's going to be the next thing right after $1 trillion,
Well, no, the thing that's going to happen is okay. I'm not trying to bring negative or put fear in anybody,
Quadrillion,
but
that's what it is.
the thing about it is okay. Is we can get our money back and start making that debt ceiling go low and low and low like Trump did. He actually knocked it down maybe about $1 or $2 trillion, take or give. somewhat within his 4 years.
Yeah, Biden's
But
way of doing it is charging us an arm and a leg for
he's just
gas.
skyrocketed. I mean, he just did what 6.9 trillion or something not long ago, like last year.
I can't
And
even remember.
it's only been 119 days since he's been in office. And now he wants to put a student loan debt thing in here, which is even more stupid.
He
what's
canceled
student
that.
loan debt gonna do?
He canceled that. It was supposed to be $6 million or something like that. He canceled that. They backtrack on that.
No, they did actually take that. Okay.
Yeah, they did. They talked about that a couple
here's
weeks
the
ago.
thing. What is student loan debt going to do for the rest of Americans that are suffering?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh, but according to Biden, we're in the best economic situation right now.
It's because of them two idiots, AOC and that Jubilee, whatever the fuck her name is so far in debt with her fucking college things is the reason why they're phrasing it.
Now, speaking of which, I got another video I'm going to play here. Okay, now,
all right, go ahead.
This is funny too because a lot of these guys that this woman's interviewing, they're all African American, they're black, and even though people said for like 4 years in a row, Trump's racist, Trump hates black people, Trump he's the biggest racist of all, white supremacy is becoming a thing, but
they live in white neighborhoods.
Yeah, but these guys are all black, and you gotta listen to what they're saying. So I'm gonna play the video.
Hi guys, the Biden administration has been telling us that America is in one of the best spots that it's been financially and economically.
Since it took office, families are carrying less debt. Recent survey from the Federal Reserve found that more Americans feel financially comfortable than any time since the survey began in 2013.
Comfortable? Look at the gas prices. They ain't comfortable to me. Hell no.
Joe Biden says that we're in a strong economy, that we're doing great. Do you believe that?
No, we are not financially stable, comfortable, or nothing like that. But when Trump was in office, I was feeling really good.
Really?
Yes, Trump.
So Joe Biden too much? You'd rather have Trump back?
I want Trump back. I'm not for Biden. I'm not for him. Ain't no comfortability around nowhere. It really hurts America with the gas prices because we have to get to work. And if we can't get to work and we got to spend all our money on gas that we going to work on, that means you can't pay your bills. So it's an endless circle of endless debt.
Everybody gonna go in debt, sooner or later because what's happening now is everybody is feeling the heat from, every angle of the society. So yeah, I feel like, no, it's not true. It's bullshit. Bullshit completely because, rent prices is crazy. We paying, I don't know how much percent more, but I would say at least 300 or 400 more than we was paying 2 years ago. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Salaries aren't going up, so how are we supposed to make the difference in income and rent? It doesn't make sense.
So when the Biden administration comes forward and says that economically and financially our country's doing really well, do you think that's a lie?
Yeah, I think they're blowing smoke up out behind us. I think it's Biden's fault. Trump said it would happen. We would deal with a lot of the stuff that we dealing with back when we had the Great Depression. I miss Daddy T, Trump. I miss Daddy T, for real. I respected him because he was real about his opinion, even though I didn't always agree with him, but he kept it real with us. We know what was going to happen. Things was better. The economy was better.
That is truth being said right there. Anunnaki, what's up, man? Hey, I'm gonna share that. I'm gonna share the link for this video in Discord, Anunnaki, so you can check it out, man. Let's see. Are you in our? You should be in the Discord here. I think you are in my Discord. But yeah, that is big truth right there. It's truth. And first of all, okay, even though everybody said that Trump was fucking racist as shit, he was G Daddy. He was like Donald T Daddy, yeah. Everybody said that, a lot of blacks weren't for Trump because he was racist and shit, but look at these guys. They're all for Trump because they understand what's going on right now. They know how well Trump kept this country together and had the economy balanced out perfectly. You know, everybody was living everybody was living comfortably under Trump. It's just you had all these little Democratic pussy liberal leftist fucks who were sitting there. Oh, he said mean things on Twitter. He said some mean tweets. Oh, he's building a wall down south. I thought everybody was allowed to come into the country freely. Oh, he wants to build a wall. He wants to do this. Look, you dumb motherfuckers. Have we had a single war break out in 4 years that he was in office? No. And let me tell you something. Like,
we have more wars right now with Biden in office than when people recognize what's going on.
And let me tell you this too. So, and I saw it somewhere as well, where a guy said, you know what? Even though a lot of people in this country had an issue with Trump for whatever fucking reason whatsoever,
now they're waking up.
Not just that. Even though they're having these issues with him, you know, all of America didn't like Trump. All the other countries, they respected Trump. That's what this guy said.
That's because Trump wasn't going to put up with the bullshit.
Exactly. They all knew what was going to what would happen if they, you know, look at fucking little Kim Jong Un over there. I'm going to fire a missile. He's
firing missiles left and right now.
Yeah, I'm going to fire a missile into the ocean, and then Trump's like, "No, you ain't, you little bastard. You ain't going to do shit." All these countries.
You know what? I just thought of something. And I've been trying to figure this one out. I don't know if I know you're a Google guy, so if you want to Google this up, can you can you search up for me of what were the 2 jets that flew by Biden's beach house? They haven't reported that one.
Oh, let me look that up. Let's see. What 2
because that happened last week.
Flew by Biden's.
And because they had to put him in some kind of bunker or something, because 2 unidentified jets flew by his little beach house. I'm thinking that's either A, China, or B, Iran doesn't.
I'll also put this in the I'll put this in the Discord as well. All right, Biden whisked from his beach house after a small plane violates his airspace. President. Oh no, I'm sorry. Not the president does not fit his terminology right now. That's not
Vice president.
No.
Vice president.
No. Dictator Nazi Joe Biden. You know, he does not deserve the title president or vice president or delegate. You know, he is very un-American.
No. You got to do it right. Führer.
There we go. Führer. Führer Joe Biden and his first bitch Jill Biden were whisked away from their Delaware beach house, and at least 2 military jets scrambled Saturday after a small plane strayed into their airspace above. The Bidens were at the Rehoboth Beach home when the private plane mistakenly entered restricted airspace, prompting the brief evacuation, the White House and the Secret Service said. They were able to return shortly afterward, and it was determined they faced no danger. A small private plane entered restricted airspace. All indications are by mistake, and precautionary measures were taken, a White House official told reporters. There was no threat to the dictator and his family. So this is from Bo Erickson.
I thought it was 2 planes. They said 2 planes.
Oh, hold on. This is from Bo Erickson of CBS. He wrote this. Rehoboth Beach, Delaware at 12:52 p.m. I saw... they call him POTUS. I say, yeah, he's the DOTUS, the dictator of the United States. He's the Führer. The POTUS motorcade raced into the Rehoboth fire station. I saw Dictator Biden through the window of an SUV. Right before the motorcade, I saw 2 military jets flying low over the beach home. The press pool is not with the motorcade. The Secret Service said that the plane was immediately escorted from the restricted airspace after mistakenly enter the secure area. The pilot, who was not on the proper radio channel and was not following published flight guidance, according to preliminary investigation, was slated to be interviewed. The Federal Aviation Administration published flight restrictions earlier this week before Biden's beach town visit, as is a standard operating procedure. The restrictions include a 10-mile radius, no-fly zone contained within a 30-mile restricted zone. But
Okay, here's the thing I don't get. Okay, I sound like I'm an idiot right now, but I'm really not.
yeah,
If these people quit telling where the president's fucking going, we wouldn't have to worry about air restriction space because they wouldn't know where the fuck he's at.
exactly. But then again, what
I
happened?
mean-
What happened last week? Let's see. What happened last weekend or 2 weekends
Last
ago?
week was that plane thing.
Not just that. The Blue Angels. The Blue Angels, they fly over Annapolis and all. I don't know if they go out as far as like Ocean City or Delaware, but
They do go up to the ocean part, but I mean, I don't think they go that far. I
yeah.
think they go right to Andrews Air Force Base.
Okay,
and
I was gonna say, you got the Blue Angels flying out, and you got
because they're actually certified pilots, and if they get called in the military, they can go in there and fly anytime. So
yeah.
I think they go to Andrews Air Force Base. Is where I think that's. what I
Oh,
think. I'm
let
not
me
sure.
read this here. This is part of the article as well. Let's see. Biden has faced questions and criticism for leaving Washington for his beach home on many weekends. According to the Washington Examiner, Biden has spent 188 full or partial days away from the White House, with 130 spent at his Delaware properties, 52 at Camp David, and 6 in Nantucket. That puts him on pace to spend roughly 553 days away from the White House over his first term. Former President Donald Trump, who's still president, spent 381 days away from the White House while in office, and former Chancellor Barack Obama spent 328 days out over 2 terms. So even though everybody wanted to sit there and say, "Oh, Donald Trump, he spent too much time away from the White
but
House."
the thing about it though, everywhere he went, he was working. He did not
Exactly.
fucking go take a little vacation. I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell the Democrats' idea was. Besides, I mean, they already had the Senate and the House, obviously, at
Mhm.
2020. But the thing about it is why did we stick a retard? And, we love that word, a retard in a White House.
Exactly.
That can't even count to 10, but except when he gets pissed off at stupid shit. What I mean by stupid shit is he speaks to me like this. I spent $1 trillion.
Come on, man.
I mean, when he whispers like that, that makes him look more retarded than anything else. I'm like, yeah, here comes the explosive part.
Like
Get your
all
popcorn out.
the shit that he has spoke when he was up on the podium, debating Trump 2 years ago. Like there's a lot of Americans out there that saw how stupid he fucking was. Like they should have
But
been like,
not even that. He got demolished every turn on the damn presidential debates. Every
did.
single time he was up there.
He did, and they tried so hard to do it to Trump, and they failed every fucking time. And it's like, this is an easy win for Trump. But then you got idiots out there like, I don't want that mean Twitter man in office again. Oh, I want Biden. Oh, he's promising this, he's promising that. And then Trump warned you fucking idiots what he was going to do.
Oh, yeah. I hope you all love your 401ks after you voted the idiot in.
And it's like, he warned you all what he was going to do. Even the idiot himself told him what he was going to do. And you're all like, oh, Trump don't know what he says. Biden, oh, he has a little bit of dementia, but yeah, it'll go.
But the thing about this, folks, if you haven't paid attention, at least Trump didn't have Russia attack Ukraine or Taiwan, or the Chinese to attack Taiwan or threaten them. Because let me tell you something. Trump even said in an interview, and I think it was with Sean Hannity, he said if they were going to go in there, I was going to fucking come back retaliating to both of those countries.
Mm-hmm.
And it wouldn't be with tariffs either. And if you haven't noticed by now, folks, Russia's getting $2 a gallon over there of gas, okay? We are being sanctioned here. They're not being sanctioned. We're being sanctioned. If you think about it for a moment, folks, why is Russia getting all this stuff, but we're struggling as shit over here to get above poverty level? And I mean, I'm not talking for myself here. I mean, yeah, I'm struggling too, but I'm not that badly struggling. But every other American out there is struggling. You have to have at least $18 an hour just to be above poverty. Well, not even that right now. If you honestly, with recession going on, you might as well be making $20 an hour just to make even with poverty level right
Yeah,
now.
I know. And
I mean,
there's
you all think these $8, $9, $10 an hour jobs is great? Yeah, if you have two jobs, maybe. But if you don't have two jobs, you ain't gonna make shit because right now housing crisis is going on at the moment, which we're not talking about. Gas prices, food prices, all the things you think that what $10 used to be good for back in the day, piss it all away because you ain't gonna be able to get a place on your own. You literally have to get two jobs, maybe three jobs just to survive.
yeah. It's hard. That's like up here in Maryland. Like, even if it wasn't for the inflation, like up here in Maryland, they're building fucking all these expensive apartment buildings for like a 2-bedroom apartment building. It's like $1,700,
Yeah, because
$1,800 a month.
that's gonna be for the new millionaires. All those
Yeah.
people. Oh yeah, we got millionaires in our country. Yeah, but you know what? Y'all taxing the shit out of them
Mm-hmm.
and taxing the middle class at the same time. But here's the thing about it: you ain't taking care of the poor class or the middle class. You're just worried about the 1%ers. But the
Yep.
1%ers can survive all freaking throughout all this. And there's a song out there. I'm not sure, Mike. You know who I'm talking about. There's a song out there. If you listen to it, and he just gives it all out there. Tom McDonald, The System.
Yeah, I've listened
It
to it.
and it gives it all out. You can vote left, you can vote right, but on the end, the system's going to come back and conquer all sides.
That's what it is, and that's another thing. Leading into another issue is okay, this whole Uvalde thing, and I went into debt with the whole Uvalde thing and the school shooting thing last week. So now these
Oh,
idiots.
let me give a little opinion on that since I wasn't there that week when you talked about
Yeah,
it.
go
But
ahead.
with that thing there, I think okay. Here's the thing. I've read the thing about Mike where you posted up about the chief of police not attending. Okay, I think I might have tagged you in that, but I did read about chief police not showing up for the thing. So what I'm thinking in my head is, okay, well, why didn't he not show up? And I'm thinking at the time, okay, well, police stations have all these weapons. Okay, police chief didn't show up. Is he corrupted?
Possibly.
How do you think an 18-year-old get all these weapons and then tells him stand down? Okay, well, police chief, why are you silent?
I got another video for you that I'm going to play. I played this for my coworker as well, since we're talking about that for a little bit. So get a load of this.
It's been asked, so I'm just going to tell you my thoughts on Uvalde. A terrible, nasty tragedy. And
Mind you, this guy's on TikTok, and he is a police officer as well. This is his opinion on how things should have went down with the whole school shooting.
for all the first responders who had to see that, and all the families and everybody who won't have their children or their wives come home to them. But in the meantime, I have a thought, and it goes to the first responders, the police officers specifically that went in there. I'm reading reports now on different news sites, NBC, KSL, CNN, Fox News, totally different, a bunch of different news sites. So I know it's probably true. But officers took 40 minutes to an hour to get in there and stop the killing. In an active shooter, we don't train that way. And I promise you, citizens of America, that's not how your law enforcement is trained. Something really went wrong there. And I don't know because I wasn't there, but I'm telling you, that is wrong. You go in and you stop the killing. Because in those 40 minutes to an hour that you waited, innocent children and teachers died. I don't care if we couldn't get through the door as law enforcement. We ram our damn car through the door. I don't care. You get in there and you stop the killing. And if it's because you were afraid to enter the building, then get out of law enforcement. You do not deserve your position. We have to do better. This was our time to show people what we're made of. And unfortunately, law enforcement down there failed those people. It took 40 minutes. 40 minutes of terror. 40 minutes. We have to do better. Seriously.
Those are true fucking words from a police officer talking right there. 40 minutes to do something.
Well, that's not the only shooting that's been going on recently, obviously. There's been like 6 or 7 of them plus now since that shit's went down.
Oh yeah, there was something up here in Maryland yesterday. It was some kind of manufacturing firm.
Smithsburg.
Yeah.
Smithsburg. I know, I saw about that. And that was actually an employee. Actually, it's been identified.
You know,
So
2 years ago, all these idiots were so fucking worried about this fucking criminal, George Floyd. They wanted to defund the police. They wanted to do this. They wanted to outlaw police officers. They were sick and tired of it. It's like you got one cop who committed one big fucking mistake of his life. He did a stupid fucking thing and he's in jail right now. But you want to condemn the entire police force to this shit because Black Lives Matter. Not all lives will matter until Black Lives Matter. And before we continue on with the shooting, I will say this. And I posted this yesterday on my Facebook because I seen a video of this. And this is fucking amazing. I don't even know if I even saved the video or not. It looks like I didn't. But this guy, he stood in front of a fucking crowd of idiots that were, you know, they held signs up high. Black Lives Matter. Not all lives will matter until Black Lives Matter because police officers kill them. And he was like, okay, you all want to stand out here and say that. Okay, what about the black criminals? The black on black violence. What about that? You know, when you got a black person that shoots or stabs or kills another black person. Do y'all have anything for that? They were all silent. And then he went on to say, okay, what about all these black mamas out here? All these black women out there that are, you know, aborting kids, killing the fetuses in them. Are you all out here chanting for that? You all want to say Black Lives Matter, but you all want to say it when there's a lot of black on black violence, which is the highest rate of crime in the country right now. Same thing with abortion. They want to talk about, you know, the highest number of deaths for children is abortion, and a lot of them, well, it teeter-totters between white females and Hispanic females, but also black females. So it's like, if you want to be there for the black on black violence, if you don't want to be there for all these black mothers that are aborting and killing innocent children in the womb, and all these motherfuckers stood silent, and this guy was like, "Yep, that proved my fucking point. That proved my point. Y'all motherfuckers." He was like, y'all want to fucking stand there and chant Black Lives Matter, but y'all ain't around to say anything when this and this happens. Y'all ain't got nothing to say about that, do you? And that proves a big point as to why I will never support Black Lives Matter. I will never fucking support them. And here's what I posted yesterday. I said, I just realized how much more politicized Black Lives Matter is. See, the stupid motherfuckers preaching Black Lives Matter only because white cops kill blacks, but only when it's a career criminal. That's always when it becomes an issue. When the person that is at the mercy of a police officer and they're black, they've committed some kind of felony or crime. It's not some innocent bystander. It's somebody who's committed some kind of felony or crime, and they don't want to go to jail. They don't want to end up in handcuffs. These motherfuckers.
I think I could kind of say something with that too, because this is just popping. I got so many things popping in my head right now.
All right, yeah. Let me finish this real quick. So
yeah, this actually goes with that.
Yeah, give me a second. So
all right.
Yeah, so I said, when I said all this, and when it comes to career criminals, so if all black lives matter, how come black people killed by other black people don't fall into that category? How about black babies killed in the womb? Does that matter? Do they matter? So BLM is only important when the cops are involved or race is an issue. But these motherfuckers want to forget how other innocent black lives are taken by other means. This is why I say boycott and shut down BLM. Nothing but a political fueled agenda to make money. Go ahead.
Okay. So you were talking about the Black Lives Matter and those police shootings, right?
Yeah.
Well, I just thought about this, matter of fact, seconds ago.
Yeah.
And something was telling me to say this, that what if those are smoke screens?
It is.
Something.
It-
And here's another thing, okay? If they want to do this J6 thing on TV, and this is got to be part of it. Why are they not criminalizing Antifa and Black Lives Matter movement people?
Because they're
But
passing
they're
the
going to
agenda.
try to assault them, but they'll lock up all those people that stormed in the Capitol building. But we got people out burning and trashing millions of dollars and billions of dollars worth of shit in these supermarkets and Walmarts and all this other stuff. But those are Antifa members and all that. But you don't see them getting criminalized.
I guarantee you, all of them are either leftist Democrats or they're being paid off by the government to create this distraction, to keep people worrying about what's going on in their small town, while the
And
left, yeah.
And I guarantee the police officers that are being shown that are these criminal, or that they say they're criminals, but they're doing their job, is the ones that they're arresting that are Antifa people. I guarantee it.
It probably is. It's all going to come to a head with that.
And the thing about it with this J6 thing, like I said, this whole J6 thing is a bigger, not even a bigger picture of anything, but this is a big smokescreen to cover up something that they fucked up big time.
Definitely.
And I'm thinking it has something to deal with, the whole China thing, the whole food shortage thing, the whole gas thing, and plus the police agenda thing that they're trying to stop. But they can't do it because they got enough. They're all scrambling, and the inflation. I mean, all that combined, this whole thing is going to be a smokescreen for something like that. Plus the Russia thing. It's all these little things that are a big problem right now, and they're just want us to distract from it with this J6 committee thing. That's
all it
the
is.
problem. And now they're realizing, oh shit, yeah. Boy, you about 3/4 all the way into the next midterm elections real quick, and now you're saying, oh shit. Well, you should have thought about that before having all these people go out there, say attack
yeah.
Justice Kavanaugh and all these other corrupt justices. Because let me tell you something, when that shit starts coming out, I guarantee you the Supreme Court's going to just slam the book on all of them.
Exactly. And a lot of these Democrats, they're too nose deep up their ass right now with trying to pass this gun control shit, because with all these shootings going on, it's all politicized. That's all it is. They're politicizing all these shootings that are happening. Why? So they could try to tweak or abolish the Second Amendment, which they cannot do by law. They cannot do anything to change that amendment.
Technically, right now they are in a way, because right now AR-15s, I heard they're going to probably try to pass. One Democrat's trying to get a bill passed to make 1,000% tax on AR-15s, which means your AR-15, which was like $1,200, will be now $12,000.
Exactly. They're trying their damnedest with every fucking thing. They want it to be more difficult for Americans to own firearms. Now, this was part of the that bullshit thing that happened yesterday. And this guy, I got this video. I found it this morning. This guy is very, very fucking intelligent with what he said. You would have to amend the Constitution to get rid of the Second Amendment. And they're not going to. They're already finding ways around it. Just like, okay, remember when I said, like in the other day when I was doing a Call of Duty stream, and I was talking about how watch them try to raise, or should they raise the age limit to 21 to acquire, shotguns and rifles. If you're 21, if you got to be 21 to get a firearm, what's going on with the assault rifles, the ARs and all that stuff, and then the shotguns? Now they're raising the price of that. They're raising the age of that.
Well, here's the thing I think what should happen, all right? Since everything's going up to 21, pretty much. And hear me, I'm not being biased. I'm not being biased about age or anything. Let's start recruiting people from the age of 21 to whatever they cut it off at. That way, at least 18, let them go out party hardy for whatever, get that out of their system for one. Okay, 18 to 20, okay, you do your party hardy, try to do whatever you want to do, get some job experience. And then go join the military at 21. Since you could smoke at 21, you could drink at 21, and you'll be able to have a firearm at 21. I don't think there's a problem with that, personally. I mean, voting at 18, yeah, keep it at 18. Okay, that's one thing you can do as an adult as well as right at the age of 18. That way you get yourself into the experience of what to understand of how politics work and all that, and do the information, look it up, and say, okay, okay, this is pretty neat, whatever, get your knowledge into politics or whatever. And then if you want to join the military at 21, boom, you got all the set in your mind how shit works. I don't think it's a bad idea. Just like voting ID, I have no problem with that.
Yeah. Now,
So
Tim's trying to hit on something here. He said, if I were to hit you with a bat, it's an assault bat now, right? Well, it's an assault with a bat. It's not.
deadly
It's
weapon.
not labor. Now he said assault rifles don't exist. I'm sorry I had to look this up for you because I know you're big into guns, man. And I was like, do assault rifles exist? I looked it up on Bing. Assault rifles definitely exist. Assault weapons is a term fashioned by the media to scare people by conflating semi-automatic sporting rifles that look like assault rifles with actual assault rifles. It's like confusing a husky with a wolf because they both are somewhat similar, furry in that way. So yeah, like the term assault rifles is there. It's just depending on how it's depicted in a sense. So then by the same logic, then you're assaulted by a rifle, pretty much. Because
Okay,
go ahead.
that. But the thing about it is, I don't understand. They want to ban all these, so-called assault rifles, but the actual rifles. But they want to do all that. Well, why don't they just ban cars, ban bats, ban pencils, ban everything, even a piece of grass? You got this stuff. If you're allergic to grass, you can die from it.
Yeah, I know, Anunnaki. Yeah, AR, it stands for Armalite Rifle. I know that. Yeah. But we're just saying, like, assault rifles in general. Like, they're trying to... I guess it's a... what do you call it? It's like a cloud term or group term, whatever that word's called. It's a term that puts... I guess certain rifles all into one that are automatic.
Certain categories. So
A category,
they don't make it
yeah.
like an M15 or an M16 rifle. Pretty much, M's representing military editions.
Yeah, he said assault rifle is a shit term to sound scary, made by Hitler. Yeah, that's all it is, because, anything that's automatic or semi-automatic is considered an assault rifle. Now, something like an AR-15, and a lot of people that aren't intelligent in that category of weapons, they hear AR-15, they're like, oh, it's an assault rifle 15. It's like, no, it's an Armalite rifle. That's the name of it. It's an Armalite rifle. Mm-hmm. Yes, it can be. It's in that group term assault rifle because that's what they categorize them as. They're assault rifles, but the name AR, it stands for Armalite, because that's the type of weapon it is. But yeah, it's a term that's made up by the media, to make them sound terrifying. It was like, oh, he used an assault rifle. It was like, when I hear the term assault rifle, I think of, okay, what type of weapon did they use? Did they use an AR-15? Did they use an AK-47? Did they use a DMR? Did they use a SCAR? Anything of that nature. That's what, when I hear assault rifle, that's what I think. It's a categorized terminology for a group of weapons. I don't sit there and say, oh yeah, AR-15, that's an assault rifle. I'm like, it's in that category as an assault rifle, but that's not the name of it. It's an Armalite rifle. Let's see, rifle ST.
If we go what Biden says, if 9 mil can blow a hole in your chest. I mean,
well, it depends on the fire rate
on the bullet.
Not really the bullet. It depends on the weapon that's firing it. Like, I watch a lot of Demolition Ranch. You know, and if you watch people that know their expertise in weapons like that, like this dude was in the military, you know, it depends on the weapon that is being fired out of. Now, some people will say a 45 ACP is more powerful than a 9mm because, you know, it penetrates a lot deeper, it's faster and all. It also just depends on the type of weapon that it's being fired out of. Now, this video that I found, you know, since these idiots want to sit there and put ban on assault rifles and whatnot, Matt from Demo Ranch was never. I thought he said he was in the military. I could have swore he did. I would have to rewatch.
I mean, FPS Russia was the perfect guy for this job.
Yeah, but
that motherfucker won't even be able to get weapons now.
Yeah,
if he even tried to today's day, he'd be like, "I'm fucked, man. I can't do no more videos. They're banning every fucking thing."
All right, so here's this video that I found this morning, and this guy, like I say, he is very, very into. He's a veterinarian. I gotta look that up. I haven't watched him. He's a. Are you sure he's not a veteran?
Veterinarian's an animal.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know what I know what a veterinarian is. Yeah, he's saying that Matt from Demo Ranch is a veterinarian. I'm like, he knows a whole lot about weapons though. So I had to look that up.
Yeah, he knows a lot about weapons. Hey, let me go shoot this deer for you.
Yeah. All right, but here's this guy. He was giving a speech last night in front of Congress or wherever the fuck they were having all that shit. So here we go.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I yield 4 minutes to the gentleman from Kentucky, Mr. Massey.
Gentleman's ready.
Okay, so this is Representative Thomas Massey reporting to the House Democrats.
Recognized for 4 minutes.
Today we're debating 6 gun control provisions in one. Why are there 6 bills in here? Because none of them work. But you can't take 6 bills that don't work and put them together and make one that does. It doesn't work that way. These are unserious, unconstitutional, and most troubling, dangerous provisions. 6 titles in this bill, and they all suffer the same inherent problem that gun control suffers when we pass it here in these legislatures. And that problem is criminals do not obey the law. They're going to love some of these laws, though. Let's take, for instance, the so-called safe storage provisions in here. Home invaders are going to love the fact that Congress has now told you you need to lock up your gun in your house. How are you going to defend yourself when your guns are locked up? This is dangerous. It's also unconstitutional. The Supreme Court already ruled in Heller that it's unconstitutional to require Dick Heller to keep his gun disassembled and unloaded in his house. That violates the Second Amendment. Think about the provision to raise the age to 21 to buy a long gun. That includes rifles and shotguns, not just a handgun, which is already impermissible. This is unconstitutional and it's immoral. Why is it immoral? Because we're telling 18, 19, and 20-year-olds to register for the draft. You can go die for your country. We expect you to defend us, but we're not going to give you the tools to defend yourself and your family.
I'm gonna stop him right there to say something like that's an intelligent thing to say right there. It's like, okay, you can.
Okay, yeah, he's right about that. He's right about that, 100%.
You
behind that.
Like, even though the draft is illegal and they'll never bring it back unless Biden does something fucking incredibly stupid. But if you want to draft,
that's why we got draft cards back when it was in the year 2000, Mike.
Yeah, selective service. Yeah, I got that too. But yeah, you want to draft our kids to go overseas to fight some fucking war like this war, I will say, started by Biden, even though Biden may not have had his hand in the cookie jar for it. But like I said before, Trump, 4 years, no fucking war. Biden gets into office, Putin, you're a poo-poo head. You a stink foot. You a little bitch boy. Putin goes to fucking war with Ukraine. So you want to put us in a situation where more like it's going to end up like Vietnam. I see it ended up like Vietnam. You want to put our kids over there, put a gun in their hands. They just turned 18. They just came out of high school. You want to put them in the army to defend this fucking country that you are destroying, that these Democrats are literally destroying day by day. But yet, when an innocent 18-year-old is at home, maybe he's the only one at home. Maybe he's caring for his sick mother, and somebody breaks in.
They only take people that has more than, if, from what I understand correctly, Mike, I could be wrong on this. You might want to look it up. But you can't be drafted if you're the only child, for one. And
You
have
gotta
to
be
have
the
more. You
oldest,
have to
yeah.
have, yeah. So I think that kind of overrules that. But
Absolutely.
also, shit, I was just thinking about the military. Oh, I think here's what we ought to do personally, because now they're making the military look dumbified in a way, and I don't like it. For one,
Yeah, I know.
they need to revamp the military,
Take all the gays out.
revamp it, make it strong again.
I'm
What I mean by
sorry.
revamp is get rid of these little pussies out there.
I'm sorry. I'm not homophobe. Anybody? I'm not a homophobe. You know, if you're gay, that's fine. I agree with you. You know, your sexuality on that. But when you put people in the military and they're like, "Oh my God, what? I just did my nails. I'm sorry. I can't hold a weapon. I didn't sign up for this. Get them the fuck out." If this is what you put in there, you allowed in there to defend this country, get them the fuck out. Somebody who's got fucking pink goddamn fingernails and wearing a dress wig and fucking plastic tits, that doesn't belong in the goddamn military. You cannot be drafted in your yeah. That's what we're just saying. Like, and yeah, I know that you got to be the oldest child of 2 or 3 to be drafted. That's what they were saying. Yeah, but yeah, you were saying before.
But yeah, revamp the military. Get these little pussy asses. I mean, sorry, ladies, for the language and all that, but I'm just fed up with half the shit. And that's why I'm in groups that I am in now.
Yeah.
Is I'm sick and tired of how everything's being ground. And once I get enough money to go up to do a protest out there at my state capital and saying, look, we need to revamp shit and all this other stuff, I'm going up there. But and it has to start at the state level, because right now federal level's all fucked up. But we need to revamp our military, which means make it strong. None of this little weakness. I mean, look at Russia. They have ads out there that make them look more tougher than us. Us, we're out there. Hey, friend. Hey, friend. Oh, don't yell at me. Oh, that hurt. Quit hurting me.
Exactly.
I mean, that makes us look weaker than fuck. Okay, we were supposed to be a sovereign nation. Okay, under God. And here we are, woke as fuck.
See that? That's like now. Here's the thing. Like, and also say you ignored the male part. Okay, here's my take on it. Okay, and I know a lot of people are like, you know, women shouldn't be drafted in the military. Women aren't fit for the military. That kind of thing. Look how many.
I think it's a great idea personally. If a woman wants to go up there, hey. Here's the thing, and here's another thing I want to touch on that subject too. Y'all want equal rights? Well, here's your opportunity. Fucking go in the military, shut the hell up. If you want equal rights, well, then here's your chance. Because I'm tired of hearing about, oh, well, I don't want to do this. Well, hey, no. Y'all bitched about equal rights. Well, here's your equal rights opportunity.
That's like I was getting ready to say, like with females. Now, back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s and all that kind of stuff, you know, you expect, women to be, household wives waiting at home for the men to come home and that kind of things. But there's a lot of women out there right now that do dedicate themselves just as much as the men do in the Army. You know, you do have women out there that fire rifles, and that kind of thing. That's like, look at going back to video games, like let's say Battlefield 1. You know, people were flipping their shit like for Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 because there was a female on the cover of the game. Like, yes, there were women who did fight in the wars. They may not have all fight. They may not have fought in World War I or World War II. We don't know that, but there are female soldiers. Yeah, there are female soldiers out there. Exactly. I'm saying that if you're male with only sisters, you can't be drafted. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know the whole thing with it. Yeah.
But the thing about, don't get me wrong when I say about the equal opportunity thing, I'm talking for all you feminists out there that are little bitches complaining about equal rights. Well, here's your chance.
Yep, exactly. All right, I'm going to finish the rest of what this guy had to say because this guy, he is very intelligent. This guy should be fucking president.
So the next subject, Mike, I think we need to tag up on is video games. I think that'll be the next one we got to tag up on.
I did that at the beginning, not unless you're talking about like war stuff.
I didn't know you already did that. My bad.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, let me go ahead and play this.
I offered an amendment in committee that would let the spouse of somebody in the armed services serving overseas acquire the means of self-defense while her husband is serving overseas. Let her defend her and her children. Well, just because she's 18, 19, or 20 and her husband is serving, she shouldn't be defenseless. The Democrats voted it down in committee. I offered an amendment to say that we won't treat domestic violence victims as gun traffickers if they happen to get a gun from a neighbor instead of getting it from the gun store. Every Democrat but one voted against protecting domestic violence victims. Let me give you one that's not a hypothetical. My dear friend Nikki Gosser, who worked in my congressional office, watched her husband murdered in front of her in a gun-free zone because she followed the law. She had a licensed registered firearm, and in a moment she regrets to this day she left it in her car because she knew the law said not to bring it in there, but her stalker knew she wasn't going to have a gun. Her stalker murdered her husband in front of her. Criminals don't follow the law. So let's do the one serious thing we could do. Why must children keep dying? Let's quit advertising our schools as soft targets. Let's quit saying that these are gun-free zones and that these kids are sitting ducks. In 1990, Congress did another knee-jerk reaction that has cost more lives than it's saved. It's called the 1990 Gun-Free School Zone Act. Fortunately, some states and school districts have had the wisdom to override this provision. And guess what? We don't have to guess. Does hardening our schools work? Does letting trained teachers and professional staff carry, does it protect children? We know it does, because in every single school district, every school that has allowed them to carry, there hasn't just been no mass shootings, there hasn't been a single shooting. Why? Because these insane individuals, they seek one thing. They seek some twisted version of glory, which involves a body count. And they know they will not achieve that if they walk into that school and the first thing they see when they whip out their gun is a staff member who is armed and trained, and they die unceremoniously. That's what they deserve. Put 3 of those on the news and you could stop this. So we should quit advertising our schools, quit making that the federal default, that they are sitting ducks.
Gentlemen's time's
I urge my colleagues
Gentlemen's
to vote
time's
against these
expired.
6 provisions and
Gentleman
yield back the
from New
balance
York.
of my time.
Yeah, notice how they cut him off at there. I know they gave him a few minutes to speak and all, but notice how they just cut him off right there. That's like this. He was making some intelligent statements.
All right. They don't want to hear the truth.
No.
But here's another thing. Have you noticed most of these shootings are in blue states?
Yeah.
There's where the problem is.
And like he was saying, and I agree, you know, my kids, they're in schools, they're in elementary schools. Well, my daughter, she's in the middle school right now. But I agree. If you keep labeling schools as gun-free zones, it's like he said, criminals don't give 2 shits if it's a gun-free zone. Criminals are going to find a way to wield a handgun, assault rifle, whatever. They're going to find ways of acquiring a firearm, and they're going to seek out what they seek out. That's what happened with this idiot in Uvalde. That's what he wanted. He may have been, he was such a nice boy. I don't know what got into him. I've read it last week, everything about this little bastard. He had a twisted fucking mind. This dude was fucked up in the head. His mom may not know about it, but he was fucked up.
The thing about it, I think about that kid there, I think he got paid.
More likely he did, yeah.
There's no other way.
He had to have been.
No other way.
80% are in the blue states, 90% in the gun-free zone. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
That's why he was stating that. It's like, stop labeling these schools as gun-free zones. If you stop doing it, and that's another thing. These Democrats, they don't want teachers. They don't want any kind of school staff to, carry firearms.
They want transgenders teaching your kids about homophobe sexuality.
Yeah.
In there by K to grade 5. You know what? I'm proud of DeSantis taking a stand about that too, because that's bullshit.
Definitely.
If I was a parent and I found out about it, I would have fucking hurt somebody.
Let's label them crime-free zones. That'll stop them. Maybe. I don't know.
How about this? Get our guys out there that, our military that we don't take care of. How about we put them in schools? See how that makes a difference.
And that's been a thing that was brought up too in the past. Like all these people
Some of it,
that
after Sandy Hook, a couple of them did, but then I guess that swept under the rug.
Yeah, I know. You get some of these veterans, a lot of these these veterans that fought so hard to protect this country, and they're retired and they can't find work anywhere or whatever. They're just swept under the rug. Give them a firearm, give them a job, and say you want to protect a lot of innocent school children. Yes, sir. I served my country. Okay, we're going to give you a job. You're going to be an armed security guard at this school during school hours. Keep an eye out every fucking where. Make sure all these doors are closed. That's what you need to do. There's so many innocent vets out there that are homeless. There a lot of them that are out on the streets that are honestly homeless. They're veterans.
And then they can't even get a job because of their description of the job opportunities, and that there ain't no jobs for their places. Here we go. We got an opportunity. Hundreds of schools out there. Sit them in there. And in your school and all that, protect all that crazy. Hell, put 2 guys in there each school. I guarantee that school will be secured more than hell.
I mean, it's like, what are these people afraid of? The fact that you got a person who has, expertise in handling firearms and will be wielding a firearm, or the fact that maybe a lot of these veterans suffer from shell shock. Yes, I use the term shell shock. It was a term that was used that was replaced by post-traumatic stress disorder or whatever.
Yeah, it's PTSD.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm going to go old school and go, what? Shell shock.
People take PTSD
way
out of context.
They
at
do.
times.
They fucking do.
And the thing about it, unless something majorly happens to you, like you was abused, like in your childhood, or you had a gun pointed to your face, or was in war, I don't want to hear about it.
Yes, it was. It was another term. It was like 4 or 5 different terms, and battle fatigue was one of them. I forgot what era battle fatigue was. George Carlin covered it too. George Carlin was talking about that. The different terms of like battle fatigue, and he was like, I think, what was it, in the 60s or something? It was called shell shock because it was so hit.
Well, it was back in the 40s.
Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
After World War II, and then you had the Korean War.
Yeah,
in the 50s.
Yeah. But it's like,
somehow we got involved in that for some reason, but I mean, how we went to fucking Vietnam right after that.
That's like I said earlier. Look at right now, the whole Ukraine-Russian thing. It's like, how are we getting involved? Oh, idiot Biden is supplying them with $1 trillion.
Let's get straight about the Ukrainian thing. It's because we have bioweapons over there, for one, and 2, there's oil.
3, Hunter Biden.
Yeah, 300 Biden too. Even though that Russia's holding back all that information too.
Yep.
Which I guarantee you, we keep pissing Russia. They're not going to fire nukes at us. They're going to unleash all the info that fucking Hunter Biden did, send it to the fucking people that need it. Just unloading fucking hell.
I just thought of something. This is fucking hilarious. So Edward Snowden, the guy who exposed the NSA and the United States.
Don't forget Julian Assange too.
No, here's what I was getting at. So you got Edward Snowden, the guy who exposed our government, our brilliant government over here, the ones that are more likely listening to us right now. Hopefully you guys are, and hopefully you're loving every single fucking thing I'm saying, because I don't give 2 fucking shits. The guy who outsmarted you. No, hold on. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm saying.
Banned. Just fall on Twitch.
But here's what I'm saying. So listen up, NSA and whoever else is out there that may be listening. I know you're all fucking listening. Edward Snowden. Yeah, you're lying. Even though he's the one that told us that you're all watching, that you're all listening, get this shit. All right. So Edward Snowden, the guy who evaded you all, the guy that you all want to lock in jail because he exposed you all for spying on your own people, rather than using this technology to deal with what's going on with the terrorists overseas. This guy is living somewhere in Russia. How much you want to bet this guy is giving Putin some inside information that he knows what you're all doing? How much you want to bet that's one thing that's going on? That's probably why Putin's not doing anything to us, but yet he's going for Ukraine, because he knows in Ukraine that's
laughing at us.
That's where we're getting our supplies, our wheat, our oil. God knows whatever else we're getting from over there. How much you want to bet Snowden is feeding him a little bit of tidbit information over there? Not saying, you know, yeah, he's born American and all, you know, he probably just minding his own business and all, but how much you want to bet, even if he went that low because he knows how fucked up our government is, that maybe he did something. Maybe he gave a little bit of inside information anonymously to Putin and telling him, look, this is what the United States have. This is what the United States are doing.
You know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just hit something I just thought about in my head. What if this whole cancer thing is actually him, Putin, going to fucking what's his name? No one ever thought about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Putin suddenly all of a sudden has cancer, but we have one of the guys at the top NSA, Homeland DODs over there.
Yep. That's what I just nailed on too. And I bet some little geeky motherfucker sitting at a desk at NSA behind the glass walls. Yes, I know where NSA is. I know what it looks like. You know, I know somebody who's
NSA
worked
is
there.
pretty much everywhere.
I you know, I know somebody who's worked there for so many years. You know, I'm like, one of these little motherfuckers is sitting there like, hey, I bet we never really thought of that. What if Snowden really is doing all this? And then me, a little old fucking 36-year-old nobody, you know, living within the States, who's doing a podcast right now on social media networking that, you know, that shows videos every fucking day, you know, a fucking video streaming platform. What if I really hit the nail, you know, on the head?
Well, another thing I'm really curious of, why they want Julian Assange so bad?
Yep.
You ever think about that?
Nah.
Remember the guy that's over Britain right now, and they want to try to extort him here to the U.S. for put him to life or death?
I can't.
Find how they want to get him so bad all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people out there that have all this inside info that, you know, that has all this dirt, and they want to, you know, get them back so very much so they can fucking get whatever info out of them, and then
Wasn't Julian
bury them.
I forgot. Julian Assange was the one that tried to expose Obama, wasn't he? I knew something.
Let me look that up. I don't even really think I remember seeing him. What's his?
Because I think he was caught. I think he was brought back to Britain in
Is it?
09
What's his last
during
name?
the Obama years.
What's his last name?
Julian Assange.
It's a spell with
Because
A. Assange.
yeah, Assange.
Julian
Yeah.
Assange. Yeah. Let's see. He was the Australian editor, publisher, and activist who founded WikiLeaks in 2006. He came to international attention in 2010 when it published a series of leaks provided by the U.S. Army intelligence analyst Chelsea Manning. I remember hearing about Chelsea Manning.
Yeah, I remember he got busted for the freaking chopper that killed a couple innocent Iraqis supposedly, and exposed some military how they're actually harming innocents and all that shit. That's why they want them so bad.
Yeah.
I think there's more to it than just that.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, you know, all these things that are coming up, you know, they're starting to look. It's almost like the Democrats now are starting to dig into the dirty past. You know, they're starting to dig into it and find all these little leeways, and they're like, yeah, we got to obliterate this motherfucker.
I mean, I could say this too. I was like, you know, Epstein didn't hang himself. I mean, just like, you know, the Democrats are trying to hang themselves, but I guess,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
you know
definitely.
how that went.
Yeah, no, we all know what happened with Epstein. You know, they cut the camera, they cut the power to the camera, they paid the guard,
Yeah.
they said, hey, guard, go down to the cafeteria, get yourself a sandwich, you know, come back in about 10, 15
I think
minutes.
there's more to it. I think there was a guard dressed up as a guard, but he was actually underneath the government and did his job.
It's
Say, "Hey, look."
amazing. It's fucking
Because I
amazing.
mean, look, they could have had the other Fuhrer, Fauci, go down there and give him a syringe and ejected him with something. I mean, it's possible.
It is, you know, and Fauci's into medicine. You know, it's definitely, it's so amazing how this quote unquote brilliant government of ours, you know, could do so many fucking dirty things. Like
We don't harm innocents. We just eject them.
It dates back for the last 100 so years. I mean, you know, and it's like some of these videos I watch, you know, and a lot of these people, they do their research, dating back to the days of Thomas Jefferson and shit, and they'll always quote back to those people. Thomas Jefferson once said this, Andrew Jackson once said that. And history, well, they do say history repeats itself in some way, and
It
then
does.
and then you
I
got
don't know. Who says it doesn't? It does all the time.
yeah, that's like comparing, like, okay, look at Abraham Lincoln. Look how many times people compare the Lincoln assassination to JFK. Just like right now, like, look back, JFK, everybody says Lee Harvey Oswald.
JFK was for the people. That's why he got assassinated.
Exactly. And everybody
And that was
says,
the only Democrat that I think, and the reason why he's pretty famous, and not just because he got assassinated, he actually was for the people and cared about the people. That was the only Democrat that I know of, and heard a lot of stuff about that actually cared for the people. As much as we talk about shit about Democrats, we're not saying that all Democrats are the same. There are some good ones out there,
yeah,
just like Republicans. We know that there's some nasty ass Republicans in office there too, but they're not all bad. There are some that actually have common sense. The ones that we're talking about on Republican and Democrat side are the ones that don't have a brain and 2 cents worth of damn, that has their husbands get drunk driving, caught, and gets released without a charge. Those are the ones we're talking about.
yep, exactly. Tom McDonald's new video just dropped. Oh,
Is it actually a video or is it just a song? Because the only one I seen was just a song. It's called
that's
Scars.
that's what Lycan said. Tom McDonald's video just dropped. Let me look.
It actually dropped as of last night at midnight.
Yeah, Tom McDonald Scars. Wait a minute, isn't that a song already that was already out? Tom McDonald Scars.
No, that's a brand new one.
All right, let's go ahead and play this.
Play system.
Of course, it's got to be a goddamn ad. You gotta love it.
We might get copy striked for it.
Fuck it. Well, here's the thing. I don't monetize the channel, so.
Oh, that's right. We're not monetized, so
yeah, it's not going to be taken down at all.
I forgot about that.
You gotta love these fucking ads. Yeah, here we go.
I don't remember how I got all these scars, but I know I lived a hell of a life. I can't remember how I made it this far, but I know it was a hell of a fight.
That's true, Lycan, because he's not one of those big stars like fucking Metallica or whatever. He's all for getting his word out there.
Got a lot of marks under these clothes, should have killed me, somehow I survived. These tattoos on my arm hide from you. All the scars. These tattoos on my arm hide from you. All the scars. I don't remember how I ended up here, but I know I probably should have died. I don't remember why I cried all those tears, but I know that I turned out alright. I know that people wanted me dead, I lost all my friends, was running from the cops, getting very dark in my head. You know that I have seen a lot of things in all of my years, but I'm thankful for this crazy life. Every single scar and every single scrape, every bruise and tattoo along the way tells a little story that I can't explain because the words escape me, but the marks remain. They won't ever fade and they can be erased. They made me who I am and I am not ashamed. Every bump and scratch and every drop of blood prove how far I've came. These tattoos.
I'll play a little bit of I'll just leave that as a little bit tidbit right there, but I'll share the video on our Discord.
Play the system. That's the one that really makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll share that in our Discord here. If you guys are not in our Discord, just go on over to our Twitch channel or our YouTube channel. The link should be there for the Discord. Just click it, join in, and you can catch up to date with everything that we're sharing in our Discord. But yeah, that dude, he hits Yeah, that was kind of tame for him. Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, after the system is the #1 hit right now, pretty much.
you figure not every song he's going to do is going to be politicized or whatever, but that's what I like.
Until he gets more, until more political stuff comes out, then you'll see a political one come out. It's like he takes a break between it, and then once he gets more political stuff coming out, but just starting to, then he'll do another political one.
And it's funny.
I see how his trends are going. It gets like political, not political, political, not political.
I look at him like this, like, all right, yeah, he's a white rapper or whatever his genre is, country, hip hop, whatever. But you got to think like, and I don't mean to shift gears here a little bit, but even though Tom McDonald, he's very political, he believes in his country a lot and all, he's really good with explaining and putting in the song everything that's happening today.
He's seeing it from an outside perspective as being a Canadian.
Yeah.
That's how he actually explained it.
But I look at him like when it comes to like hip hop and rap music, like back in the day when hip hop and rap music had a message to put out there, like look at NWA, fuck the police. Look at what was going on back in the 90s, Freddie Gray and not Freddie Gray. What the
Malcolm X.
Not fucking Freddie Gray. What the fuck was his name? Why can't we all just get along? That fucking guy, what the fuck was it? God damn this fucking COVID shot. Rodney King, that's what I was thinking of. Damn this fucking COVID shot making me forget shit. Rodney King, back in the days of Rodney King. Yeah, I know. But back in the days of Rodney King and all the fucking police brutality that was going on back in the 90s, that's what made a lot of black people, hate police officers so much, because there was so much corruption in the police force. There still is, I'm not saying there isn't, but there are also a lot of good police officers out there. You're still getting COVID. No, I only got the one COVID shot. I got the Johnson & Johnson last year. That was the only one I was getting. I didn't get any of this.
He got the 9,000 booster shot already.
Yeah, the BFG 9000, the booster gangmang 9000, the BFG or whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
That's a BFG.
Yeah, I got the Johnson & Johnson one time. That was it. When they came out and said, oh, there's going to be boosters. I'm like, nah, fuck your boosters. I got the one-time thing. That was it. I'm not getting any more. Y'all going to suck my ass. I got the one base shot that will help keep my job. I can't afford to lose my job. The job I have is cushy. It's comfy. I like it. So I'm like, I can't afford to lose my job over, not having a shot, unfortunately. Even though I'm heavily against it and all. But I'm like, I can't afford to lose my job, I
go to the NSA. Screw it. Good benefits. Hell, tell them to give you $25 an hour.
You're still a COVID virgin, no vaccine or virus. I agree with you. I didn't even have COVID. Like back in February, we all thought we had a COVID scare here. Even though my brother tested positive for COVID, it was all signs of the flu. All these goddamn tests that we take and shit, they're all false positives. That's all they are. So I'm like, how is it my brother can supposedly be tested positive for COVID, but nobody else in the house had it,
Because
it's amazing.
The shot can spread it.
Exactly. And it's like nobody else in the house had it.
The shot is no different than a flu shot.
Yep. And the thing is, we all got our shots last year, and this happened back in February, so it's like, yeah, COVID is not a thing. Even though they're trying to sit there and say, COVID cases are going back up. They're going back up. Everybody start masking. And everybody's just like, fuck off already. Nobody's scared of the fucking shit anymore.
No one doesn't really care anymore.
Exactly.
I've already seen the bullshit.
That's like you said at the beginning. Monkeypox. Everybody's laughing the fucking shit. You don't hear much about monkeypox anymore.
I just thought about it.
Yeah.
I just thought about this. The monkeypox is coming from the monkeys that escaped on I-81 fucking going to Harrisburg or wherever the fucking place Fauci was doing them little tests on monkeys at.
No, I'll tell you where it's coming from. Fucking Obama kissing his fucking husband on oh, I'm sorry, did I expose something there?
Oops.
Michael Obama, not Michelle, Michael Obama.
Did they ever catch all those little monkeys that escaped, by the way, or they're still loose? Some of them are.
I didn't even hear about that, but even if it did, I don't know. It'd be like that fucking movie Outbreak.
Months ago.
Yeah, it's like that fucking movie Outbreak with Dustin Hoffman, where the fucking, the one monkey gets away and it's got a fucking virus and shit in the whole town because it has an
What was
outbreak.
the other one out? No, it wasn't Conjunction, I think it was.
Contagion? Yeah.
Is that the one that has the Matrix dude in it?
I can't even tell. I didn't even see it. But yeah, Contagion, everybody was comparing COVID to Contagion and the movie Outbreak and shit, which is ironic because around that time, like before that, I was watching the movie Outbreak and then, oops, we're COVID. I was watching that movie like a month or two before that shit happened and all. And it was like, oh, COVID.
Yeah, but is that which one was it with the Matrix dude that says take the red pill, the blue pill? Which one was that one?
Lawrence Fishburne.
Was that Outbreak or was that Conjunction?
He wasn't in Outbreak, I don't think. Let me look that up here.
It was one of those two. It was one of those movies because I just saw it on Netflix not long ago.
Let's see, Lawrence.
And oh, by the way, there's a new Resident Evil series coming out July 17th, folks. Be ready to watch that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna check that shit. That looks like garbage.
It looked actually pretty good.
I don't know. I mean, I like Resident Evil and all, but the way it's going with that series, I'm like, I don't even know. I mean, I know I said I love Resident Evil. I'm contradicting myself with it, but when it comes to a series that's kind of like that, and with the way it's going, I'm like, yeah, I don't fucking know. Let's see. You were talking about Lawrence Fishburne in a movie that was recently like that. Let me see. I'm going through his Wikipedia right now.
Just look up the movies that he did.
Yeah, he was in Contagion. Yeah, he was in that.
Contagion? Okay.
Yeah.
I knew it was one of them.
Yeah, the one that everybody's sitting there saying, oh, COVID.
Government conspiracy.
Yeah,
Oops.
COVID. Oh, it's just like that movie Contagion. Like, people died.
Actually,
but...
it wouldn't surprise me. There should be they didn't even go up with the second one, so what's the second one? The real life version of it?
Oh, you all right? Because you said that the vaccine can spread a virus. Lycan said, by the way, vaccine can't spread a virus as it's an mRNA vaccine, not a weakened virus.
Yes, it can.
Let me look at it.
It's no different than the flu.
Let me see something.
Because even people that said that when they got the shot, somehow they got it without it even being before.
Let me see. COVID-19 opinion.
And that's how everybody was getting COVID, because everybody started getting them shots, and surprisingly, people started getting it.
Man, I don't want goddamn. Let's see. Possibilities are. That's the CDC. See, the CDC is fucking pay off.
CDC's fake as hell.
It is. Let's see. You could still spread COVID-19 if you're vaccinated, so don't dismiss allergy or cold symptoms. You can make unvaccinated children and others sick. Let's see. You could
Actually, not true. Fact check. Children are more immune to it.
This is NortonHealthcare.com. I don't
even know nothing about them.
Neither do I. Let's see. You can still spread COVID-19 after you've been fully vaccinated, so be mindful. Masking, social
distancing. That's why they tell you to stay indoors for 5 days.
Masking, social distancing, and hand washing are still working.
Masking don't work.
No, it don't. It's been proven. If you have symptoms that could be COVID-19, stay home, get out, get tested, but don't put others at risk. And says Paul Schultz, MD, an infectious diseases specialist with Norton Infectious Diseases Institute and Norton Healthcare System, whatever the fuck that word is.
Epidemic.
Epidemiologist, whatever the fuck that word is. People may be assuming that upper respiratory tract symptoms isn't COVID-19 because they have been vaccinated, but it could be a breakthrough case, so staying home, wearing a mask if around others, and keeping your hands clean are steps to take and if you aren't feeling well. The COVID vaccines are free, have been safe for millions around the world, and are very effective. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know this article's bullshit. Yeah, Norton Healthcare, suck my fucking wang.
I don't think any of them are accurate, to be honest with you.
None are. That's the thing. There's no proper research that's done with this shit, though. There hasn't been any proper research.
But it was the reason why you've seen many people start getting the mild, like the small symptoms / mild symptoms of it, because when people got the shot, guess what? You could spread it. It's just like the flu.
Yeah. Let's see. Lycan posted, an mRNA vaccine is a type of vaccine that uses a copy of a molecule called a messenger RNA to produce the immune response. The vaccine delivers molecules of antigen encoding mRNA into the immune cells, which use the design mRNA as a blueprint to build foreign protein that would normally be produced by pathogens such as a virus or by a cancer cell. Yeah, I heard of that same thing too.
And you know what's funny about that? Talk about vaccines and all that, okay? You know, shit, if it's just on top of my head, I was gonna say. It's just, I get about the vaccines and all that, but the thing about it is okay, if okay, no, you said something about genetic. Okay, now I know what I was gonna say. The genetic thing, you talk about DNA, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I know not many people here are religious, but God gives her DNA and all that stuff. I think what's going on is that the government is trying to change DNA. Like
It's
you know how
possible.
back in it says in Revelation that you got to take a beast code, but how are you going to make people take the mark of the beast and all that without something or trying to convincing Americans? Well, there's a way you could do that, but it's by genetically enhancing genetics by removing something that will take that out and replacing it with something else to make you lose that memory. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm thinking that's the next thing that's going to happen is that they're going to try to come through some kind of say, oh, we could change DNA now. Oh my God.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, it may not happen like within the next 10 years, but it's
No,
possible.
it might be. I'm talking about 20 years or so.
I mean,
At least.
look at
and then that way, and it's not going to be our generation that's going to happen because with all this shit that's going down now, right now, they messed with the wrong generation to do that with. So you think about it this way, okay? You got all these folk kids out there, okay, and if you go back to that book that was the Soviet back when the Soviet Union agent defected, and told us how communism worked, okay. And I don't know who wrote that book. I forgot. It's some kind of Russian defector that came over to the U.S. and told everybody about it. And there was actually a couple videos out there about it too on YouTube. Is like how they, if you honestly think about it, Mike, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, when you went to school, have you learned, did anything you learned in school actually equal up to today? Out of all those 12 years, have you ever been able to use any of it during your life so far? Because I certainly haven't. Well, maybe math and subtraction, that's about it, the basics. But I'm talking like algebra, geometry, and all these
Nope.
English, writing paragraphs and stuff.
See, the only time that kind of stuff would come in handy is if I had like a job in construction or if I had a job in the government or maybe NASA, dealing with numbers. But other than that, like your typical American who works a standard job, like let's say you're a cashier, you have a calculator basically right in front of you, a computer that adds everything up. So you're doing adding, subtracting. You're not really doing division. You're not really doing multiplication. You're not doing anything geometry or anything of that nature. So yeah, your typical American, your standard American learns that stuff in school. I guess, so it preps you for like, okay, if you take college courses to do this and do that. But how many Americans out there that just went with their GED or high school diploma and didn't really further their education? They're not using a lot of that knowledge out there in the job fields, right now.
And now with this new generation of kids coming up through the ages, they're not going to learn all the history that we've learned since back in our Generation X years, us 80s babies, 70s babies, 60s babies, 90s.
They're killing it off
down the line. Exactly. You cut off certain things of history. Guess what? You put in false knowledge of them, and look what we got now.
A bunch of dumbasses.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying dumbasses. I'm thinking more of the terms of like brainwashing.
Yep.
Of, okay, well, we'll brainwash this generation, next generation. We'll try to change their DNA somehow. We'll have the technology by that time. When they graduate, we can change DNA and etc.
Yeah, I remember what Lycan just said a little bit ago, because I remember him bringing this up in the past in one of our other episodes. we have been able to change DNA with a CRISPR for a while. And I remember him bringing up the CRISPR thing. Yeah. If they could, and it's like, look at the last 30, 40 years, with what people were saying with farmers and other people injecting.
Right, with the genetically changing the pigs. That was back in 90.
Yeah, injecting steroids and shit.
I think it was.
Yeah, injecting
early 2000s.
something like that. Yeah, injecting steroids into like fucking chickens and shit, and then our kids are eating
stem cells.
Yeah,
stem cells.
And then look at our kids today. You got fucking 11, 12-year-olds that are developing fucking B-cup tits already, and you got fucking 13-year-olds.
And that's because most of the stuff now is because of DNA. They're messing with DNA and doing genetics, like what's some things called? Like you can make tomatoes and stuff out of geo. What the hell is it called? By ejecting something and making them bigger. I forgot what the fuck it's called.
Yeah. Let me look that up.
Mike, look it up. You might be able to tell me.
All right. What was it that it did again?
It's genetic tomatoes or something. It makes tomatoes bigger. But they're fake as fuck because they were injected with something.
What the hell's going on?
Some kind of pesticide.
Let's see. The genetically modified tomatoes, also known as transgenic tomatoes or flavor saver, is a tomatoes whose genes have been altered by using genetic engineering to create tomatoes with longer shelf life. Yeah, longer shelf life, but tastes like fucking garbage, I assume.
Yeah, but I think it's something else. It's geo tomatoes. It's like a green, the green energy tomato, pretty much might as well call it.
Let me see here. Let me type that in.
Fuck. Like, and if you're in the chat, help us out with that. I forgot what the hell the word is. I know it's geo something.
Yes.
But I don't think it's a biological tomato, because I mean that's you regularly grow. But
yeah, I'm not seeing anything here.
But you know what I'm talking about with the tomatoes. If they could do that with the sheep and the mix of the sheep, and what else was it last time?
Here we go. The natural profile of tomatoes. Let's see. What is this one? Geo diet. Oh Christ, Geo diet.
Yeah, so I mean they got a lot of that stuff that's genetically enhanced.
Just I'm looking at here. Yeah, this listen. Geo tomato cage. Geo tomato cage. Jesus Christ, they want $215 for that motherfucker. God damn.
Yeah.
Let's see, genetically. Let's see, Geomatoes. Geomatoes.
But you know what I'm talking about, though. It's genetically enhanced stuff, and that's what I think what's going to be happening after this next generation is. After this generation's done, as in the Generation Y, I guess it is. Generation Z is going to be the one that's going to be a lot of shit's going to go right downhill.
Well, I think Gen Z is already right now.
No, we're on X, Y. No, it's X, Y, then Z.
Everybody keeps saying we're in Gen Z right now.
No, Gen Z's next.
All right,
this is Gen Y.
All right, Lycan just gave me the link. I'm going to put it in the Discord, and I'm going to read off of it here. Where the fuck did I find it at? Okay. Oh, the power.
Well, actually, you can look it up on there too, since you're looking up shit.
Well, here it is.
Find out what.
This is what he shared me. The power of purple GMO tomato could help fight cancer. That's why they're enhancing them to fight cancer. Like many research breakthroughs, the discovery of highly nutritious genetically modified purple tomatoes happened by chance. The motivation for this started with my obsession with colors, says Dr. Kathy Martin, a plant biologist at John Innes Center in Norwich, the fucking UK, of course. My early research interest was to understand how plants produce and regulate their flower pigments. Martin began investigating anthocyanins, or whatever I don't even fucking know that word. I'm just mispronouncing shit here. The pigments that give the plants their characteristic red, purple, and blue colors. I saw that purple colors were supposed to be healthier. Damn, I'm choking on something. This observation led us to identify the key genes that synthesize and regulate that word biosynthesis in plants.
Synthesis,
Yeah, using the genetic model. I don't know that fucking word. I'm not even going to attempt it.
What's the beginning letter?
I'll put it in Discord. That's how fucked up
God.
it is. Oh, Jesus Christ. There you go. Oh, I know what I'll do it. Let's see. Google Translate. Let's see. Google Translate. I'll put it in that.
Put it in the speaker.
Let's see. I want to speak it here.
Antirrhinum maius.
Antirrhinum maius. What the fuck?
Antirrhinum maius.
And he's speaking it in Spanish. Let me put it in the phone here. Let's see. Jesus Christ. Google Translate. Hope I could spell it all. Let's see. Google Translate. All right. I hope I can spell this right. ATIIRR in Miles.
Antirrhinum maius.
I don't know if you can hear that.
That's fucking Italian.
Antirrhinum maius.
That's fucking. Oh my god, that's fucking Italian, Mike. That ain't English. That's fucking. Hey, it's me, Luigi.
It's a me, Mario.
It's a me, Luigi.
I got some purple potatoes. The purple pigment is a result of the transfer of the gene from a snapdragon plant. Or where the fuck is that?
Hey, I used to love them little fucking plants, them snapdragons. Them things were fun to fuck with back in the day.
Yeah, they call them Antonio Banderas or whatever the fuck it's called.
Antonio Rodriguez.
Let's see. This plant. From this plant, explained webinar panelist Nathan Pumplin, president of Norfolk Healthy Produce, a subsidiary of Norfolk Plant Science, a company Martin co-founded to be in a purple tomato to market. I'm not going to read any more of this. This is going to probably be more fucking.
Yeah, we'll just say okay. Purple tomatoes cure cancer. Okay.
Yeah, Antonio.
We'll see it when we believe it.
Antonio Banderas cured us all.
No, you gotta do it right, Mike. Antonio Bradinos. Hey, let's go on, amigos.
Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa. He don't want the Amber Turd in his film anymore. Humans have.
Gonna come back and haunt us in our dreams if he's dead.
Humans have been crossbreeding for certain traits forever. Yeah, I know. Oh, god damn. Maybe...
Hey, does that make transgender transphobic and transgeneric? I'm just asking for a friend.
Transgeneric. Transgenetic. There we go. That's a new fucking word for us people. Transgenetic.
Yeah. You can't get banned for that, YouTube.
Yeah. We are transgenetic.
Yeah, y'all transgenetic. Y'all want to get these freaking operations shut? Just say, hey, I want to be transgeneric now.
Yeah, maybe that's why a lot of these people are going for fucking. Well, it's like, okay, man, you feel like a woman inside, right? Go for the surgery.
Oh no, that's transgeneric.
Yeah,
that's the new pronoun.
Transgeneric. There's your pronoun.
The new pronoun.
New pronoun.
I've used my pronouns. Okay, transgeneric. Shut the hell up.
All
There's
right.
a new pronoun.
Going up on our Facebook today. All right, new terminal. If I could spell terminology right, new terminology. Transgeneric.
Transgenetic. Go ahead.
Transgeneric. Make this viral.
Right.
Make this viral. It's up on our page. New terminology.
Hashtag transgeneric.
Oh shit! I got rid of it.
Pronouns.
I spelled it wrong. I spelled it wrong. Transgeneric. I'm not.
Generic.
There we go. Transgeneric. There we go. I had to re-edit it. I put transgeneric.
Put put that on a Twitter, twatter too, Mike.
Shit, what
So, you know,
Twitter? What Twitter? We ain't got no
Oh, you
Twitter.
banned again?
That motherfucker was banned as soon as I fucking made it, man. As soon as I
Damn, that's
put
ban number 5.
it was good for a day until I put Arrow Entertainment, and it's like, nope, you're banned. So I'm like, oh, they got that on the fucking word list. Yeah.
That must be. Elon hasn't bought it yet, so you better be careful.
Yeah, I know. What gets weird is when we start straight up adding DNA that shouldn't even be there. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to add chicken and pig and cow DNA to our
Oh, don't
genetics.
even go there with that. Hey, that'd be a hell of a chicken wing.
But you know what's weird? And I just thought of this literally. Since they want to control abortion, since the government is so worried about fucking abortion, right? What if they take what if they take this kind of DNA and start injecting it into pregnant mothers or soon-to-be mothers, and altering the DNA of
It
the
wouldn't
womb?
surprise me that they're already starting that.
Exactly. And the fucking kid comes out to be a fucking cow, pig, chicken.
And you know what's funny about that
Huh.
is remember when the pregnant people were asking like, are we supposed to take it because we're pregnant? What would happen if our children got it or whatever? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So what's really in them shots?
Yeah, exactly.
What's in them shots, Fauci? Spill the truth, buddy. We already know what's in them. You pushed us to the limit to find out, to keep on taking it. Well, tell us what's in it.
Yeah.
Don't lie, you genetic fuck, because that's what you do. You change genes around. That's what your job of NI or the whatever fucking technology center you worked at. You
Okay.
change genes. You mixed up bacteria. It's called playing with genes and DNA, dumb fuck.
Congratulations, Fauci. You just created Man Bear Pig.
Hey, I wonder if that fucker's the one that created the T virus.
He probably was. You just
He
created
said, fuck us, you ain't gonna expose me.
Man Bear Pig. Hey, I'm gonna step away for a second. I got a phone call. Take over, man.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking Fauci's like one of them ones that said, fuck you, you ain't gonna expose me, I'm gonna give you the T virus, bitch. You know? But yeah. I bet you Fauci's behind all that shit too. I wouldn't be surprised if you ask me, but no, the transgenetics. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if our country's working on that while people are firing up supersonic, hyper supersonic missiles. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're just gonna change your genes. Yeah. And you know what's funny? They made the movie out, The Universal Soldier, with Jean-Claude Van Damme. And I'm wondering if in the future they're gonna start doing that kind of shit. Because if they do that kind of stuff, just imagine you're dead in a grave for so many years, and next you know they come up with this thing that can make you be the next Universal Soldier. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And then you have, but now you're gonna start seeing more AI technology and shit. But I think that's just a thing too, my opinion. But
Time to crack one open.
oh yeah, I think what they're gonna do once they get the DNA and all that genetically enhanced and all that, is putting whatever they gotta do to make super soldiers, like universal soldiers. Yeah. I guarantee that's what's being really hush hush right now about that.
It's funny
While
about
China
that.
and Russia and all of them are finding ways to create hyper supersonic nuclear weapons. We're over here just fucking around.
You know what's funny about that? There was a movie out there that came out 30 years ago that explains what you just said. Universal Soldiers with Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren.
Yep.
Genetically
I like the one
enhanced
with
soldier.
Goldberg in it.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen that one with Goldberg in it? Are you kidding me?
I only seen the Universal Soldier with. I think there's only 2 of them, and they both got Van Damme.
No, there's more. I think there's 3.
Let me
The
see.
one with Goldberg was pretty good.
Let me see something here. Yeah, because I could have swore.
Where they created that the ultra super the computer put himself in a human body. I forgot what.
I'm having
what that guy was.
I'm having a Mandela effect here. Let's see. All right, you got Universal Soldier. It's got Lundgren and Van Damme in it. Let's see. There's a second one, Brothers in Arms. That's got whoever Matt Badagia is. Don't even know who that fucking is. That's a new one. Let's see. Unfinished Business. Same guy.
Then you have one with. And then it should be Universal.
Burt Reynolds is in that? Burt Reynolds is in the third one? Damn. I didn't know that shit. Okay, so then there's a fourth one.
The one I'm thinking of is I think in the 2000s.
Well, let's see. This one, The Return, this one came out in 99. This has Van Damme, Michael Jai White. Yep, Goldberg's in it. Yep, there he is. Bill Goldberg in it.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, that one I've never seen. I remember when that one came out.
That one's really good.
Then you got...
That was on freaking Netflix not long ago. I'm surprised you didn't watch it. You
Okay.
got Netflix.
I don't even really watch Netflix that much anymore. We got it, but I never really paid much attention. Let's see. Regeneration, that came out in 09. I remember when that came out. That has Lundgren and Van Damme in it. And then the last one,
I haven't seen that one.
Day of Reckoning, came out in 2012. That's got Van Damme in it and Lundgren in it.
I haven't seen that one either.
So there's a total of, let's see, 4, 5,
like
6. Yeah, there's 6 Universal Soldier movies.
I've only seen up to 99. I haven't watched the other ones.
Then there's Universal Soldiers that came out in 2007. Doesn't look like it has anything to do with it, but this one has a plot of, let's see, the U.S. government initiates a program to create genetically modified cybernetic super soldiers, but it goes awry when the test subjects escape their holding cells. Yeah, I guess that kind of looks like, sounds like Universal Soldier.
And you know what's funny about that?
Huh.
I'm going to be honest with you. Remember, Mike, back then, what was it? Didn't you say something back a couple podcasts ago that they had CIA agents there doing the movie sets on some of them?
I can't remember if I think so, yeah.
I'm curious
Maybe.
if now that's what that people overlook that kind of shit and don't understand that they actually have that kind of shit out there.
Yeah.
But they ain't used it yet.
RoboCop is basically Neuralink. Yeah. That is another good one right there, and I could bring that up here too since you mentioned RoboCop. So you got movies like that are fictional, but they are kind of like a glimpse or a possible glimpse into the future. Where what if it was possible for, let's say, some tech company that was highly into the medical field?
Look at Bill Gates.
Yeah,
multi-billionaire.
Yeah, look at that. Mr. Let's put a microchip in those shots. Yeah, and then you got Fauci in there. Let's say they had a program like that. Let's say you got now. Look at it nowadays, and it's scary to think about it, but it's literally happening. Look at how many police officers are being slaughtered out there by gangs. They're being looked at as like the pigs that they are, that they have been called for the last 30, 40 years. They're being slaughtered. They can't protect us anymore because you got idiots out there that want to defund the police departments. They don't want nothing to do with police officers because, oh, yeah, my baby boy, he's 40-some years old. Yeah, he spent the last 20 years dealing drugs and passing off fake $20 bills and raping women. But Barney Fife, he shot him down because he had an ounce of weed on him and a handgun. But, oh, please beg for my little baby. Yeah, you got idiots out there that are like that will look at the police departments and say, all you motherfuckers, y'all should be fired. Y'all should be defunded. But then when something else happens in your community where the fucking crime is high and you voiced your opinion about the police department, and then you're like, what does the police say? Oh, all the innocent black children are being slaughtered by gang violence. Where the police say they're not doing their jobs. You know where the police are? They're defunded. They're afraid to come into your fucking neighborhood because of idiots like you. I can't stress it enough. But getting back on topic, let's say all these innocent police officers are slaughtered. And let's say they had a program out there to where, just like in the movie, they take the corpse, they take it in, and they modify it to, for robotic engineering, and of course, there's a little bit of DNA engineering in that too, and they create a super soldier. Now you got super cops that are programmed.
And you can't kill them.
Mind you,
blow them up completely.
There's that. But mind you, they can be programmed whatever the fuck the company wants. So if the company wants to say, okay, shoot only black people, what do you think that fucking soldier's going to do? They're going to go out there and shoot only black people. Mind you, these programs, if they put these programs in place, they can program them to do whatever they want. Go house to house.
Hell.
Go house to house. If this house is not vaccinated, execute them. If this house owns more than one firearm, execute them. It is possible. That's the kind of thing that could happen. Like right now, police officers have body cams that are wireless and all, and they connect back to a server. If
All
you could
they
do-
gotta do is put that little eye visor on these super soldiers, and it's game over.
Exactly. This is the kind of thing, like, you know, even though I'm not really speaking out my ass. It's like I'm thinking about this right now. It's like this is a scary scenario. Like, what if it could happen?
Not even that. Okay, think of it this way. Okay, you remember that the Die Hard before Bruce Willis started making a new one after the last one? The last one, they could shut off grids. Like the
Oh, that's always been yeah. We know
what was
Russia
the
has
last one? Die Hard Live Free or something like that.
A Good Day to Die Hard was the one that took place in Russia, but then you got Live Free or Die Hard. Yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, Live Free or Die Hard, that one. That
Yeah.
one right there ought to scare the piss out of everybody, along with having these super soldiers. And I guarantee you, what's down Area 51 that they don't want exposed is they're actually having that kind of shit going on down there.
Mm-hmm.
Now we might be getting a knock on the door if that's the truth, but I don't know. But it wouldn't surprise me. That's why Area 51 is so guarded off, because they're doing shit like that down there in Area 51.
Who
I don't
knows?
think it has anything to do with spaceships.
We probably also got some kind of special alien technology that could help us do that kind of thing. Who knows? You know, they want to sit there and say there's no other life out there in the universe. Bullshit. Like, we're not the only living, breathing beings in this galaxy, in this universe.
We don't know that yet, but I'm just saying that if that's what they're doing down there, we just exposed the piss out of Area 51 if they're making genetically enhanced shit.
Exactly. But
And
yeah,
we could get a knock on our door. That's
Mhm.
how.
but yeah, that's
I'm not
what I'm saying.
that it is, but I'm not saying it's a conspiracy or anything. But it's enough to ought to scare the shit out of people. Is with some of the movies that Live Free or Die Hard and Universal Soldier movies, stuff like that, when they had the actually CIA people there on site, of making sure everything's going dress by dress, and they ain't and putting little secrets in there.
Mhm.
I guarantee you, they're trying to tell us something in certain movies. But I mean, up to date, the new ones I think coming out start turned woke a little bit. Which I mean, I don't think they have any CIA bullshit or anything like that in them.
Yeah, they're not. It's already been exposed, and they don't want people to see that kind of thing. Area 51 is just a stealth aircraft testing. That's what they want us to think.
That yes, but also they can make soldiers. All you see in Area 51 is in buildings. We don't know what's beneath them buildings, is what I'm trying to say.
The U-2
It could be like an
bomber.
umbrella corporation underneath the crust of the earth that we don't know of.
The U-2 bomber and the SR-71 both came from there. Oh, no doubt. No doubt they have
I knew that.
aircraft tested in there, but there's also something else going on there. That's like, okay, if it's stealth aircraft testing, like, why is it a life or death situation? Like, if somebody wanted to go visit
Go in
there, you know, like, why is it a life or death? Like, if you enter the premises, you're instantly dead. Like, you're not arrested and charged, or, you know, and like brought back to your
You can get
hometown.
arrested and charged, but you'll end up being shot if you cross it.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's like, what the hell is going on down in there? You know, that kind of thing. So let's say Area 51, as secret as it is, let's say that would be the base of operations for that kind of thing. You know, like I said, the genetics shit. You can't go visit Ingalls Shipping Building because of the plans of the DDG. Yeah, I know. But it's like, let's say, you know, like, I think there's been people who have tried. They've tried, I think, to do that, but
Yeah,
you know,
what happened to that? What happened to them? All those people going up there, storm Area 51. Yeah, what happened to all them?
I think there was only 5 of them that showed up for that shit.
I think it was like 5 or 10, but still.
Yeah, I remember. I remember that they had that posted all over social media. It was like, we're going to storm Area 51. We demand to know what's going on in there. And then they're like, yeah, come.
500,000 turned into 10.
And then it's like they come out and they're like, yeah, don't enter Area 51. You're going to be shot on sight. Like, whoa. Like, you're going to sit there and tell hundreds of people that are, protesting this. You're going to tell them that you're going to shoot them on sight. They're just protecting classified aerospace tech.
I think if they would have had like 500,000 people in there, they would have launched a jet and blow the fuck out of them.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's understandable.
Not many went.
It's understandable if they're protecting aerospace tech and all. That's fine. But then again, you put something in the center of the fucking country and shit. I would be like, hey, find an island somewhere and put that shit out there. Test it on an island. That kind of thing.
Yeah, but I think the thing about it is with all that, I understand you're keeping secrets from other countries, but here's the thing. How many of them secrets have been already passed around by the freaking, government? You know what I mean? Like hypersonic missiles. China's already got one made. Where did they get technology from? Us.
Yep. The logistics of supplying an island. I mean, yeah, you can supply an island. That's fine. Shit, they're supplying to Ukraine with shit that we need. So why not? But then it also goes back to what I was saying earlier about Snowden. Like Snowden, he exposed the NSA. One of the top tier governments right now that's into the spy industry, like higher than fucking James Bond, that kind of thing. He exposed them for what they're doing right now within our country. So how do we not know that he just gave all that fucking information to Russia? How do we not know that? Like, okay, I applaud Snowden for doing what he did. He exposed these motherfuckers. Like, yeah, now we know we're being fucking spied on and watched and all. But then again, you gotta let's say, he knows a lot. Like, how much has he actually told the Russian government? That kind of thing. It's easier to supply a desert facility than an island.
For now.
Well, if it's easier to supply a desert facility than an island, like, you never know. You really never know. Like right now,
the thing, I mean, I don't know if Mel could ask this guy a question. But Mel, if you're listening and you're with that dude, ask him.
No, she's not permitted to ask him. Yeah, she's not permitted to any of that. Like,
I was gonna say if he was allowed to ask him, does he really have a cancer?
Well, that's yeah.
What kind of cancer does he have that made him come back within a week?
Because you figure, okay, let's say CNN and everybody posts out there, Putin has suffered from cancer. He has 3 weeks to live. What's that going to do for everybody back here?
Okay, the thing I got a question is, okay, if he had cancer, why was this not translated a long time ago? I mean, we knew that Biden had to have some kind of surgery. We understand that. That was for 48 hours, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He had some kind of surgery and he's already recovered from it, supposedly. What kind of cancer does he have that within less than a week comes back, boom?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the thing I'm thinking of is Putin had a secret meeting with Edward Snowden, lasted about a week, and now he's back. That's my point of thought on that one.
Because you got to figure,
I can't confirm it, I can't deny it, but
because you got to figure, like, okay, let's say the next smoke and mirrors for the country. Okay, let's say they say Putin has the cancer. Okay, and let's say the news medias are like, oh, we don't know if it's deadly. We don't know if he has a week left to live. We don't know if he has a month left to live. What's the one thing that America is going to sit there and think? They're going to say, oh, he's going to die. There goes the war. There's going to be no more war. He's not going to be in power. Well, okay, who's next in command to take up his position? Now, who's to say...
Worse than him?
Yeah, exactly. Who's to say that this guy could either continue this war and be like Kim Jong-un's, son, or whatever the fuck his name is at this point? So who's to say they could be worse? Or who's to say they could be better and say, okay, I wasn't for this motherfucker. He started this war. I'm going to retract everything. nobody ever really retracts something out of war. When you're in the middle of fucking
But
war,
here's the thing that I think, and this is just me speaking out of speculation here. This is the far ball field here. If the Arab Spring didn't happen, let's just say it didn't happen, okay? And Obama didn't cause this uproar at all, because we all know that he did. What would be going on right now? ISIS wouldn't exist. Fucking probably wouldn't be that much disruption in the Middle East at the moment. Maybe between the Palestinians and Israel, because that's always been going on for over 1,000 years. But that's about it. But think about it for a second. What if, for one moment, if you had 1 moment to think during them times about when Obama had that Arab Spring back in 2014, what would have happened if it never happened?
mm-hmm.
None of this shit would be going on.
No,
None of it. Not
wouldn't.
even ISIS, because those dictators, in a way, okay, we get it. Yes, dictators are bad. We understand that. And yes, they're murdering, their genocide, and all that other BS. We know that. Okay. But if you honestly think about it for a second, why did we go to Syria for? Nothing.
Nope.
Why did we go to Yemen for?
Nothing.
Why are we in Saudi Arabia defending a war that we are still funding against the Houthis and the Iranians and the Saudis and the Yemens, because there is a war going on down there they don't tell you about, but there is one down there. And we're funding them. But the thing about it, why are we down there? I mean, but this whole Arab Spring bullshit, I mean, look at it. The Afghanistan would have been intact. But, I mean, that's the only place that you'd probably have to worry about is Afghanistan and Pakistan. That's about it. Really.
And that's been a thing for the last 20 years, though. Like, look at it. So, when 9/11 happened, and everybody knew who was involved, Osama bin Laden, you know? Because, you know, bin Laden, he had that CIA training. He was with the CIA. So,
he was working for us until we went into Afghanistan.
Yeah. When all that shit happened, he turned his back on us because, well, maybe it's some fucking crooked shit we did.
And the thing about it, why they're all upset at us is because we're in their territory. We shouldn't even be in their territory.
That's what it's always been. And then, of course, the cloud, you know, smoke and mirrors is like, they hate us for our freedom because we're free over here. We got this, we got that. It's all about religion. It's about this and that. Like, no, it's not. That's smoke and fucking mirrors. It's all about
the thing about the Arabs, okay, and it's been an ongoing war with them for centuries. And we just stick our noses in everything because we think we're really badasses, which we're really not.
Yeah.
Because we lost so many wars. But if you honestly think about Middle East is this, okay, you got the Sunnis, you got the Shiites, you got the Kurds, and I don't know other ones out there, but those are the main three that I know of. It's been a tribal war with all three of those tribes for many centuries, and we stuck our noses in their business. That's why they're so pissed off at us.
Yep. Yeah, it all comes back to us, you know, when we get involved with something and it triggers something else. But when you look at the war, okay, like we were supposed to go after bin Laden, you know, even though we were responsible for bin Laden, he was working with us, we were supposed to go after him. But what ended up happening while we were going after him, you know, Bush slides this extra card under the mat and say, hey, look at this one. We're going after Saddam Hussein. What has Hussein done? I mean, Saddam Hussein, he had his day back in the 80s and possibly the 90s.
With the Iranian-Iraq war, which that was a disaster. That went on for 7 years.
Exactly. You know, you got a guy right there who makes Daddy Bush, you know, the laughing stock of the White House and the country and all, you know, who got the last laugh on that shit.
Well, actually, the Iraq war was in Kuwait. They weren't supposed to go as far as Kuwait. And that was Saddam Hussein's dumbass move, okay?
Yeah.
But, I mean, the thing about it, Saddam was I guess a Shiite or a Sunni. He was one of the two. But because Iraq was gonna be one of the power regions there against Iran. But the thing about Iran is, I mean, a lot of nations came together in '92, and that right there is what I'm telling you. The '92 Desert Storm War was the beginning of what you would see in the NWO.
Yep.
Because you had Russia, you had China, you had Saudi Arabia, you had, good God, I don't know how many nations we had in that one.
Yeah.
I think we had like 26 nations or something like that, all in one.
Yeah, because you figure, like, we've been secretly at war with the Middle East and all them for the last 30 years, with a lot of fucking shit going on.
Since the war in 1967. Well, no, the 67 war was between. I think we did supply Israel with technology for the 67 war, the 8-day war of 1967, when Egypt, Syria, and I think it was Saudi Arabia too. But it was back in the 67 when we were still supplying Israel with the
6 Day
Vietnam War.
Yeah, the 6 Day War.
Yeah, it was a 6-day war. I think it was 67 or 68.
Yeah, they called it the June War, or the Third Arab-Israeli War of Naksa. It took place between June 5th and June 10th. 1967. Oh, speaking of it, yeah, June 5th and 10th. Yeah, today is the 10th of June. So, what would that make it? 50
some years.
55 years. It's been 55 years since the end of that. Today marks the end of the 55th anniversary of the end of that, and was the third of the Arab-Israeli wars. Israel's decisive victory included the capture of Sinai Peninsula, Gaza Strip, West Bank, Old City of Jerusalem, and Golan Heights. I can't make this up. Like, I really didn't even know about this. I knew, back then it was what, the Vietnam War or whatever was taking place. I never even really, you see, this is the kind of thing right here. This is what I never really learned.
I look up all this stuff, Mike. I knew a lot about this stuff. I looked it up. That's what I do in my free time sometimes. I just look up certain wars and all that people don't even talk about.
Yeah, because you figure, this is the one war. We've learned about a lot of wars.
You don't even hear this one. You don't even hear that one in school.
Exactly. I didn't even hear about that one. We learned about the main wars like Vietnam, World War II, Civil War, World War I.
You don't even hear nothing about the Korean War.
No, that one either. I heard about that one. Hey, the first time I heard about the Korean War and I looked it up, MASH. Fucking MASH.
The only time I heard of Korean War is when I went to the Korean War Museum.
Yeah. So this is a kind of, Gulf War. Gulf War's glossed over too. Yeah, I heard about the Gulf War.
Oh, there's two Gulf Wars. You got to be specific now, because you had the one in '92 and you had the one in 2003 and 4. Or no, it might have been 06.
Probably whatever came first.
Yeah, the first one was the big one. And that was what brought a lot of Arab nations and all that kind of together until the Arab Spring of 2014, 2015, which caused a big uproar and a disturbance in the Middle East, which should not have happened. Thanks, Obama.
Yeah. I was thinking about that one also, in the Kuwait War.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget about the peace talks between the Palestinians, Yasser Arafat, and what's his name? Sharon. Sharon Arafat, I think it is the other guy, the Israeli leader at the time. Them two were also in the '90s fighting it out. And there's so many wars that's over the Middle East that you don't hear about in today's history, which needs to be fucking heard. Schools, if you're listening, teach the shit.
Yeah,
learn
I know.
From it.
Yeah, because we don't need to learn about George Floyd. He was murdered.
We don't need to understand about a pride flag that ain't worth shit to most of us Americans, because we don't care about y'all's pronouns.
Yeah, we don't want to hear about, look,
generic fucks.
That's I respect people who are gay. I respect that. I do. Am I gay? No. I respect your sexuality. You're gay, you're gay. But you want to sit there and throw the LGBT bullshit in my face. You want to throw Black Lives Matter in my face. George Floyd. You want to teach this garbage in our schools, but yet this stuff that's happening right now and all these wars that have happened, like you were saying, like you're mentioning, all these wars that were going on for the last 30 years, it all leads to something. The whole Middle East has been in war for so many decades over a lot of shit. And then, of course, we get involved because, we may have some resources over there.
And if they really want to teach history, teach it. Here's the thing, history class that you never taught us, but we now know through underground media. Why don't you tell them about all the biological weapons we have around every single fucking country that they don't talk about?
Oh my God.
Well, why don't you teach them that? Why don't you teach these little secret islands that we have bases on that we don't even talk about, and how? Oh, well, I didn't know there was a base there. Oh yeah, we're no better than the British Empire, the Ottoman Empire. We're not better than the Roman Empire for sure.
Yeah.
But you know what? This is all about empires and territories and sections of who's going to control this section of the earth, that section of the earth, this section of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all don't teach any of that shit. We have to learn from our own fucking themselves. That's why in school they teach you the basics and they tell you get the fuck out.
But remember this also, kiddies, since they want to talk about Ukraine, Russia, we got to send.
Oh yeah, we're talking about Ukraine.
We got to.
What happened the first time?
Oh no, here's where I'm going at. Okay, so you want to Ukraine, Russia, they're at war with each other. We need to send them money. They need some backup. All right. How about the fact that Biden pulled our soldiers from, what was it, Afghanistan, and left?
13 soldiers that died.
Left all that money we put over there to support them. Left all of our weapons.
How about this from Benghazi? Let's talk about Benghazi.
Oh, we will in a second. Hold on. Left all of our weapons, our vehicles, our utility, everything, tanks and all, weapons, left them over there for a fucking terrorist network to have. So now the Al-Qaeda is well armed. They have our technology, our weapons now. What's going to happen next?
They're the number one now traders of the freaking Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
We were the number one traders. Now they are, since they have all of our technology and they're selling it to all these other countries.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Biden.
Yep. Oh, Biden. It might as well be Mr. O'Biden. But yeah.
And also, how about Benghazi? There was 13 soldiers there too that died. Guess what? 13 happened in Afghanistan. What's the next one? It's going to be 13. Because
exactly.
They all happened in threes.
Yep. I think, how many people died when all that happened over there in Afghanistan?
Benghazi, 13.
Well, not just the one that recently happened where Taliban took over.
Afghanistan's 13.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Now, I remember.
That's 2. Where's the third one at?
I remember Benghazi.
Where's the third one?
I remember listening to Mark Levin about that, and he was so hype. He was so hot about Benghazi. Like they made the call to fucking Hillary, and they fucking ignored it. And then 13 people died. No justice for them. It got swept under the rug.
Hey, Mike, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you was in school, did you hear anything about Black Hawk Down?
Didn't hear about it in school, but I vaguely...
Until we saw the movie and understand the true basics and looked it up ourselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't we not learn about that?
Yeah, we didn't learn about anything important, especially like in the high school years. It is sad that,
And it's sad. It's very sad.
Like, my high school years, we lived through, the tragedy of 9/11, and a lot of kids back then, a lot of kids, like, why is this happening?
But let's not worry about 9/11. No, why? Because we're allies with the freaking idiots that freaking
did
it.
Yeah. And it's like, how do you explain that to kids?
How can you be an ally with a person that freaking had terrorists from that country hit our damn buildings and killed 3,000 people? How can you be an ally like that? That's like pouring sugar over freaking something you fucking don't even like.
It's like how
they sugarcoat.
It's like, how do you shield your kids from that? Your kids are watching live on TV these buildings that are getting hit. I'll answer that in a second. Like, and how do you explain that to kids? They don't know what's going on. All you're feeding them is, oh, they did it because they hate us. They hate our religions. They hate how we live. They hate this and this
and
that.
Making us like, and that's where and you know what? And here's a good point with that. And that's why they say, oh, don't be racist, don't be homophobe. We gotta be nice to these people. Fuck being nice. They attack us, we attack right back. We ain't playing no pussyfoot here.
Yeah, Tim, to answer that, were we in the same classroom when that happened? No, we weren't. Actually, I remember exactly where I was. My fourth period class, it was like third or fourth period. I forgot what the teacher's name was. And I remember sitting on
I was in the first period.
I was sitting on the other side of the classroom, and I kept hearing people saying something like, oh, I think we're going to go home early. I think we're going to go home early. And I'm sitting there like, huh? We're going home early? And I'm just sitting there like, I want to go home early. Like, what's going on? And then it wasn't until I got into I think it was like fourth or fifth period class.
It could have, because mine happened in first period, dude.
It happened that early in the morning, but this is when we found out. This is when everything was going down because
I was already home by the time we found out.
Because mine was like fourth or fifth period class. It was like I think it was like toward 11 or 12 o'clock around that time. So I was in fourth or fifth period class, Miss Pearson's English class. And I remember sitting there, and that's when the teacher came in and said, that's when she was talking about it. And then that's when, the principal came over the announcements and was talking about it, and I think some of the classrooms had it up on TV. We didn't have it up on TV.
Yeah, I know mine did.
Yeah,
I yelled down class, why the fuck we ain't attacking anybody?
So we're sitting there listening to the announcement, and they were talking about it, in New York, 2 planes hit this and that. We were under a terrorist attack, da-da-da-da. We did. I know we had a class at one point, but it wasn't around that time. I wasn't in class with you that time.
I was. I'll tell you. I was just out of home class. What's that one? When you go to your freaking home class or whatever.
Homeroom.
Yeah, I was in my homeroom class right after the pledge and all that. Go to my first period, and next we're getting out early because of this shit.
But yeah, I remember when that happened. And the principal was like, let's have a moment of silence for those who have passed away, this and that, da-da-da. So we sat there. And then right after that, the principal was like, momentarily, in the next few moments, we will start announcing dismissal. We're waiting for all the buses to come in. We'll announce dismissal. Everybody get on your buses. We didn't even have school the very next day either. We got home. We watched. Oh, you watched it live. Yeah, some of the classes watched it live. Like where I was at.
The thing you say about that too, because when we was getting ready to go dismissal, matter of fact, when I walked outside to go walk back because I was a walker, I was allowed to walk home. I saw a fighter jet up in the sky flying right up towards PA, where I was only 30 miles away from where the one crashed at.
Oh, you were in English class? Yeah, I was I had Miss Pearson. We didn't even have it on TV. We walked in, and that's when everybody was talking about it and all. Yeah, we didn't even watch it. And then, of course, we get home, right? We get home. It was like, I don't know, maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that. I forgot what time it was. It was early. It was like midday.
It was like 12:31. It probably had to be.
And it's like, by the time I got home, and it's all over the news that not only were the towers hit, but they said that the Pentagon got hit at the same time, around the same time. And then there was another jet that was shot down.
The Littlefield jet was supposed to hit was going for the White House, but it landed just outside Camp David where I was.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what because they said they shot it down.
No, it wasn't shot down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, at the time they said it was shot down, but yeah.
They thought a missile hit the Pentagon, too. So.
Yeah. And then, of course, all these conspiracy theories comes out about it, and it's like, okay, where's the plane wreckage that was supposed to be there at the Pentagon? Where's that at? Da-da-da-da. All these conspiracy theories. It's like, there's still going to be conspiracy theories about it either way. But either way, it's like people saw 2 planes hit the towers. You can't CG that. You can't CG that right there on live news. You can't do that when there's people down in the streets. The planes hit the towers. Now, what is very peculiar is it hit the top of the towers. Now, with that kind of explosion up there, I mean, it could have caused a ripple effect in the structure of the building and heated up the metals
with jet fuel.
Yeah,
so hot.
Because they said there was explosions at the base of the or the supposed explosions at the base of the towers where it started to collapse. Because you would think, like, I guess at the time in my mind, I would say, okay, you hit the top of the tower, why is it coming down? You know, like you hit the top of the tower, that's where all the damage is at. You know, it's just the top of the tower. But the buildings, you know, they just came crumbling down. They said there was like explosions or something that happened at the bottom. So it's like, I mean, depending, like, you know, like you said, jet fuel could have came leaking down and the fire could have had something to do with it. But then you would have saw fire running down the side of the building.
The jets hit. One of the jets hit like the 100th floor or something like that. Maybe 70. I'm not sure what it was. But and then the second one hit like the 60 or 70th floor. So you gotta figure out gravity for a second, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You take the jet fuel, which is over 1,000 degrees. Okay, even though I don't know how tall or sturdy the structure is at the time when that's going on, because you're thinking of a plane that's going, oh, let's see, I'm just gonna take a random guess, 200 miles an hour, hit that damn thing so head on, and including you have 1,000 people on that thing, so it's heavier the jet, the faster you got to go. And then you have the structure inside with all them rebars, which rebars at a certain degree does seem to build bind down. Well, you have all the concrete too from the sides with all the stuff that's inside that building. You have elevators, you have, good God, desks and floors on top of floors, which is made of concrete, whatever. And plus some of that stuff is also marble. So you're not just thinking, okay, concrete, you're thinking marble on top of concrete, which is a very, very heavy substance, I hate to tell you. And once you pick up a marble piece of furniture, you're done for the rest of the week.
Oh, yeah.
And imagine that coming down from 100 floors.
Oh, that's instant death.
Straight down.
No, it's like not even instant death. It's like you're obliterated if you're under that.
Yeah, you're done for. And now, the amount of force of the shock waves is what caused the other buildings to have structural damage on the other buildings around those buildings. So that's where that comes from. I mean, the seismic wave, I would have thought about that would probably been like a 2.1 or 1.9 or something, at least the minimum level of an earthquake.
Yeah.
That's how powerful those structures were, coming down.
Exactly. Like even,
so, I mean...
Yeah, like even Lycan just said, burning jet fuel can melt steel if not controlled. And it wasn't controlled either. You know,
No, it wasn't controlled because you couldn't put water out up there. You
No.
couldn't even... I mean, you're talking about you'd have to take a freaking helicopter with a hose just to hit that.
Yeah.
But I mean, helicopters can't carry that much weight and be that close to a building because of the air turbulence and all that shit.
Yeah, by the time
With
they even
wind.
tried something like that, the building was done for anyway.
Yeah, by the time you get all that together, it's done. So, I mean, yeah, it saved a lot of lives from the people that were below that. They got a lot of people out in time, but still 3,000 is one too many.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm all for conspiracy theories at times and all, but looking at 9/11, it's like, nah, there's just too many factors.
There was really no conspiracy behind that, honestly.
It wasn't. You do have some idiots out there, like, I could say, Chris. You know who I'm talking about. That motherfucker's like, yeah. He tried to fucking explain. It's a YouTuber. I'm not even going to put him out there for any kind of publicity. Mike knows what I'm talking about. But he's tried a few times to explain his favor of like, oh yeah, like what if this was happened? What is that? You know, that's like looking at the Pentagon. It's like, where was the plane wreckage from the Pentagon and all? Like, we don't know. Maybe the fucking plane obliterated when they landed.
Most of these buildings were supposed to get restructured and stuff and revamped, but they never did.
Exactly. That's like I say, like
if you have a plane coming in 200 miles an hour into the Pentagon, which is not the same structure as the World Tower, yeah, it's going to cause a little bit of damage. But think about it: the lower the building, the more of a structure you have because it's not as high with wind and all that other stuff. Because wind at a lower level is different from 100 feet above.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's why you got barometers and, wind speed. And they tell you all that at a ground level. They don't tell you what's above that because above that's like 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So, I mean, think about it, from ground zero to at least 100 feet in the air. It's two different readings.
Yeah, like it said,
that's
it's
why
all
they
it
gotta
all got cleaned
measure-
up. Yeah, because he said,
that's why-
he said it all got cleaned up pretty quick with that.
And then and that's why when you have hurricanes, they gotta fly certain airplanes into those things because the air on top is a lot different from the air from the ground.
Yeah.
And that's why they tell you at certain things with helicopters and planes, you can't be in a certain area because of the structure, the stability of the wind plays a major role. It plays roles in wars, and it plays a major wars in biological agents. When it comes, when like if a biological agent in here and the wind's blowing west, everybody from the west onward would have to evacuate because the wind's blowing west. That's why they are so keen about certain things. But yeah, so well, we've been going on for about what, 3 hours, 4 hours?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to shut it down in a minute. Anyway, yeah, we got a lot that we got off our chest here, and gas price is still too fucking high. You know, the gas gouging out there and all. That was, how do you think I even covered gas prices, really?
No, okay, well, for to go talk about gas prices, here's my little 5 cents into it. Might as well expect it to go up to $8 a gallon by the end of summer.
Oh, no doubt. No fucking doubt at all. It's like Biden wants to sit there and say that we are living comfortably. We're the most comfiest that we've been ever since Trump. That bullshit. Everybody calls bullshit. Everybody calls bullshit on that. Like, why is he even allowed to speak on fucking TV, you know? Like, already I'm adjusting. A lot of people are adjusting their budgets around their bills, just to save for fucking gas, because every week I feel like I'm putting in $10 more for gas. Like, I know people that are filling up their tanks. Like, they get down to like maybe a quarter tank or something like that, and they end up putting $100 in a week. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, even the car I got, like, if it's just me driving my car.
If you want to save money, there's a secret that nobody's not going to tell you, but I've heard a lot of people do it, even though I do it. Fill your car up to full, and every time it goes to half, refill it. You only pay like $20-$30.
Well, that's what I do, because the car that I drive, if I'm driving it only and I make trips to and from work, and then depending on certain days where I take the kids to school, I'll get down to maybe close to a half a tank. And then it'll, take me, 30. I think a few times it's been like 30, 35, close to 40. But yeah, that's about it. I don't ever let my tank go down past half. If I can get through a week on almost half a tank and fill up, I'm good. Because, I know, like with Mel, with her job, she's traveling all over, and she'll end up getting down to maybe like a quarter tank. And of course, that ends up being right now around 60 mark, with like $4.99 a gallon right now. And it's fucking tough, but it's like we gotta really balance our budget, and like save up more money or keep more money set aside for gas now. Like certain bills, like I know there's bills I would love to be able to pay off, but it's like at this point in time, got to keep doing keep doing the minimum payments, no matter how much the minimum payments are. You just got to do it like that. And then of course, cut back on a lot of unnecessary spending. That's why like we go to stores, we'll buy like some certain things in bulk, food wise, and even when we're making food, Mel's good with saving food, preserving food, and saving it and all. Like she made spaghetti over a week ago, and she had a big pot of sauce to go with it. So she took a lot of that sauce, put it in a Ziploc bag, and we got it frozen in the bag. So she figured, okay, here's some sauce that we can use. We got shells downstairs. We could put the the sauce with the shells, or if we want to have spaghetti again in the future, unfreeze it. We got sauce right there. So it's pretty smart thinking, and I know a lot of Democrats out there are probably like, oh, you're not thinking straight. That food goes bad. Like, not if you know how to preserve it. If people will say,
idiot, go get another jab, get your thinking clear.
Exactly. Or we can go to a fucking Lowe's somewhere and get fucking vegetable plants. Grow your own tomatoes. Grow your own potatoes. Grow your
Here's your Democratic sauce for you. Just give them the jab. There you go. You ought to be good for another fucking 5-6 more months.
There you go. Oh, this expires. You're due for your shot. Nah, I think I'm good. So yeah, we've been going over a little over 3 hours, guys. We covered a lot of details in here today. Oh, one more tidbit. I completely forgot about. I knew I was going to forget about this too. And it's so sad that it's at the end of the fucking show because we were talking about schools earlier. So get this. All right. Those of you out there, if your child is in a government school or a private school, I haven't heard much about public schools yet. And I posted this, I think, on Facebook. So the Biden administration is planning on holding your children's free lunches, the free lunch programs. He's planning on holding them hostage until these schools accept and implement transgender policies into their school policies.
Oh, God.
And these are for the lunch programs for those who's if you're on poverty and your children are in part of the special program where the schools provide lunches. Now, even though it's through the states, the government provides the states with the funding to do that. So that's what the Biden administration is planning on doing. They're going to hold that hostage. They're not going to supply that type of funding to those schools until they implement transgender policies, which means a little boy can have every right to go into a girl's bathroom and use it, or go into a girl's locker room and use it, and vice versa. Let's see how many 7-8-year-olds end up getting, let's play Find a Wee Wee. Let's see how many stories of those we find in the fucking news. Watch that shit. How many high schoolers are going to get raped because of that shit? There's going to be these kids are going to take advantage of that. Oh, the boys are allowed to share the bathrooms with the girls. How many unexplained pregnancies are going to happen in schools now? And then, of course, you're talking about the abortion situation. Are you pro-abortion? Are you anti-abortionist? There's so many factors going on. Like right now, they're talking about abortion, and then they're going to sit there and say, "Oh, well, you gotta apply transgender policies in your schools now, or we're going to hold the funding ransom from y'all. You can't supply your kids lunches." So it's like, so for those parents who can't afford a lunch for your child, I mean, yeah, parents should be able to do that. But if you're on a program, if you're on a budget, and the school supplies this for free, take advantage of it. But, that's what the Biden administration wants. They want the schools to let little boys piss with the little girls. They want kids get raped in school. They want unexplained and unexpected pregnancies to happen in school. And it's all going to lead up to the abortion.
That's because they want everybody to stay home and get the Social Security benefits and all that.
Mm-hmm. Now, I see it in the next 10, 20 years where that goes bankrupt, just like the 401k, just like retirement.
Now, if Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren does what they're going to do for Social Security, it will last forever. It will not end.
I don't know. Bernie's been
the $2,400 every year would last all the way up to 90 years. So
I don't
wait
know.
past we're dead, it'll be done.
Bernie's been a laughing stock for the last 4 or 5 years, so I doubt it.
I don't know. If they do this, at least they'll help the Social Security people out with $200 a month. But thinking about 90 years, we'll be dead and gone by the time that shit runs out.
Shit. Sometimes I hope
they'll bring up your 401. They'll bring up your 401k a little bit, but not as much as you think it's going to be.
Nah, 401k is coming down with the inflation. That's what's happening right now. Like even Jeff, even Hagee, he said like with his 401k, he's invested in it, but he said he lost some money out of that, and it's like it's all because of inflation. The more money.
Here you go, everybody. I'm gonna give you a little secret what to put stuff in. Put stuff in gold, silver, and lithium.
Yep, that's been going around for years. People have been telling you all collect gold and silver and all that stuff. It's gonna be worth a good penny in the future, especially if you melt it down and sell it.
Stick your money in those stocks. Gold. Yep. Now, even since they want to push this new Green Deal thing, put some in solar panels and stuff because people are going to need it.
Mm-hmm. Invest in something that ain't gonna go bankrupt instantly.
I mean, like we've all been telling you since this whole shit went down in 2020, once you go woke, you go broke.
That's the damn truth. So anyway, guys.
So look at if you want an example, look at Disney. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah, we'll save that for the next time. So anyway, guys, yeah, it's been over 3 hours. We hope you guys have joined us for the long haul here. 3 hours, a little over 3 hours for all this stuff, but it's a lot of good information, a lot of good inside information. Hope you all use that to your advantage. Later on today, if you guys are on Twitch, be sure to follow and check up on my boy Jeff. Twitch.tv/Jeff Hagee Show. He will be going live today between 5 and 6 p.m. Check him out. If you guys are listening to us now, live on Twitch.tv/Arrow with a Name, hit that follow button. If you're watching us live on YouTube, be sure to hit that.
We do have a PayPal.
Yeah, we got that below. Check out PayPal if you want to donate. I keep forgetting that every time. But yeah, if you're watching us on YouTube, Arrow Entertainment, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Also, we are over on TikTok for TikTok shorts, gameplay compilations, gameplay shorts, videos, and stuff like that. More to come. Our TikTok is at Arrow_Entertainment over there. Also, keep up to date with us on updates on Facebook at ArrowWAN 2022. Mike, you got anything to say before we close out?
But yeah, I just want to bring in one little thing. Hey, look, I'm going to be real with y'all out there. If y'all want to make a difference somehow, join some of these, look for groups of statewide in your area, whatever. If you want to go down there, some of these areas, some of these groups that where I'm in, like in 1776 Restoration Movement, which is right now located in Bunker Hill, West Virginia, they will be going to D.C. on July 4th. And they're going to make a statement, which, it's going to probably make news that some people might get arrested. Not sure, but just remember, if you're going to go protest in D.C., make it peaceful. Do not do something stupid because the government can outdo violence, but they can't outdo peace. Yep. All I got to say. Even though we're all pissed, we can call our Congress people. We can call only on the state levels and stuff like that. Ring their phone, blow up their damn voice recorders, whatever you got to do. I mean, if you can't travel down to D.C., blow up their phones at your state level government. Tell them how you feel. Don't hold back. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Just make sure you're a smart fella and not a fart smeller.
That's right.
Anyway, guys, like I said, y'all know what to do. Be sure to do that. Help us out, guys. And I will let you all know when the next show of Tune In Live will commence. Like I said, I've been busy a lot here lately with a lot of stuff, but I'll let you all know. Just follow us right over there on Facebook at ArrowWAN 2020 for updates on our next game stream, podcast, etc. This is Mike and Mike from Tune In Live Podcast. Thank you all for joining us today. Until next time, stay tuned in.